Good evening, everybody. We are back. Probably gonna be doing a couple of smaller streams, and I was hemming and hawing about either Super Mario World and just kind of having the one, but and just have like smaller bite-sized things because I can pretty much get through Mario World in like a single stream. But a part of me wants to wrap up like the first four Mega Man X games, and as I kind of sat there and thought about it, I kind of made the last-minute switch, played through Mega Man X4. I know, just ever since like X3, X1, X2, it's just I start playing 1 and just kind of want to go through the whole series at this point. There's something like, even though I think 3, looking back on it after a while, is like kind of poorly paced, disappointed, it still gets me wanting to just crush through like most of the series, at least the first 4. So we're probably gonna do that, do 1 playthrough, and if I manage to get through by the time I'm heading out, then I'll pretty much go back, and I'll explain later once we get in there. But honestly, I'm just gonna cut the rambling. I really want to play X4 tonight, and we're gonna see how far we can get through tonight. So without any more holdups, let's just go on over to the next screen. And oh no, spoiler warning, I'm using the remake. How did I terribly hide that? But no, this is the first like Mega Man X game that's like developed for like a next-gen console wholly, and they make use of it here. Like this little anime OVA style opening and cutscenes, I think gives like Mega Man X4 like a really that's a really strong like step up to like the next generation type of vibe. Now again, Resident, I'm not a huge fan of anime like guy here. But this does help set the stage, and imagine going from, like, again, 16-bit games to this, where the art style is a bit more realized. You kind of, you start to tease what exactly is in store here. And it works. It fits the style. But, yeah, no, I actually do have, like, thoughts on, thoughts on the series as a whole. Or at least at this point, this game as a whole. Mostly, like, the turning point, where I think this is the point where I think the X series gets a bit more, I'm gonna say, well, serious. It gets a little darker. It tries to go to, like, less young teen and, like, slightly older teen. I don't know, the first Mega Man games kind of feel like, the demographic that they're, like, really aiming for. Like, 7, 8, 9, or, sorry, like, 7 to 10-year-olds, right? It's pretty young. They say a swear word here and there because, they're so cool. This is where I think it goes over to, like, like 10 to 13-year-olds for, like, their demographic here. Which, again, I think as, like, series goes on and, like, upping the stakes a bit more works well. But for tone-wise, I'm honestly not sure how I kind of feel about that. But with that being said, this is considered by many to be one of the best games in the series, and I would say that this works really well as a game. I'm not sure how it is as a Mega Man X game, establishing its pattern, or basically how it builds itself up for the series, because as the, like, older, like, X1 through 3, they got, like, more and more explorative, and more optional, and more secret hunting, but in doing so, they became more bloated. So X4 trimmed the fat down on a lot of that, on the exploratory stuff, just focused on level design, and focused on just sheer, Pink Rose Uni, hello, yes, we are doing, we're gonna be kicking Sigma's ass again, apparently. But yeah, as it kind of, like, condensed a lot more, it pretty much narrowed and trimmed the fat, but I think it lost a lot of what I think made the X series kind of click. But we'll get back to that. And of course, my favorite, since we can't start the game and have to rebind everything. Oh, you're giving a heads up? Sure, let's hear it. Okay, no, I hate how I have to, like, select and then pick the button. Okay, shoot, jump, dash. This works. We got loud bass. Okay, loud bass, like the bass thing, or loud bass, like there's like, just a really loud fish. Weapon select LNR. Okay, this is what I want. People are like, damn, that's loud sound. Oh. Oh, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like, I try, one of the hard things I have for, like, audio balancing on my end is making stuff loud for you guys and not make myself deafened on this point. Like, my headphones I'm using right now have, like, its own audio switch. Hopefully I just don't, you know, blow... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get it. You get it. So, like I said, 4 did trim a lot of the fat. So with that being said, this is the game that introduced Zero as a full playable character. Not a gimmick, but his full-on... Trying to make your stream more movie-like. Okay, I kind of see what you're going for there. I know, for me, I can't compete with, like, anyone with, like, big renders. Like, for me, as long as the audio balances, sounds good, that's what fits for me. I'm not sure if I go for, like, a cinematic, source on my end, but if it works, if it experiments and it works out, go for it. Take it and run. But yeah, no, I think the big question here is, like, who do I play with? Because X is a character... Deltarune. Finish it off. I want more. I want more. I may play through the weird route on a later date. But I think I have, like, the main shelf. And yeah, I just want more. I hate how it's episodic. I want the full game. I just want to tear into it, rip it apart, have its, you know, skeleton out after getting a full, satisfied playthrough. But, you know, unfortunately, you gotta wait. And you know what? It's still a good problem to have. I think, since Zero's not a gimmick here, everyone kind of gravitates to him, and he does play really well. But I think I'm gonna go with X. I know, everyone tends to, like, I think, gravitate towards Zero a lot when I see people replay this game, because, again, red robot with a sword. That's just, like, you know, everyone's sense of cool. But I'm gonna stick with X as a whole. And for once, we get, again, not only do we get, like, you know, not 60-minute cutscenes, we get full-on, full animated OVA-style cutscenes.
It's about the Maverick Hunters, General. They are far too eager to
it's not Sigma.
Continue to hunt down the Reploids. Do you believe they pose a significant threat?
It's not Sigma, it's his evil clone, Pigma.
Their sole mission has been to destroy any Reploids who fail to do as the humans order. It's in your best interest to stop them now, before they turn on you. You possess enough power
Star Fox
to
Rev.
destroy them!
Well, I mean... I haven't played any Star Fox game on stream. I've only played 64.
You are dismissed.
What?
I will not betray the humans. Remove yourself from my sight. My business with you has concluded.
Very well. But you will change your mind soon, I assure you.
Now, if there's one thing I have to say about these cutscenes, especially for the era, these things, like, visually look amazing. Same thing with the sprite work. I really hate how later games that took the jump to 3D couldn't look this good. But as you're gonna see, the voice acting on my end, it's infamously bad. Maverick huts have been found at point 5567. The Mavericks occupied the Sky Lagoon, using the most advanced weapons available. Now, part of me, that's actually a scary thought, because, like, the X-Buster is, like, a very potent weapon, but that's just because, you know, X is just impossible to pin down. The army appears to be the Repliforce. Roger that, I'm on my way now. Yeah, I really want to play, if there's a game I'd love to play, it's Star Fox 2, but unfortunately, it gives me such a headache. Like, it actually hurts me, like, visually to play. So, it's one of those games that, like, aged badly. I love the concept of it, but I just can't stomach it, which is a shame. But yeah, no, where to begin with where exactly to begin with X4 as a whole? Like, visually, this game right here is why I genuinely wish, ow, that more games legitimately from this era focused on its 2D art rather than jumping to 3D and looking like this stage of the game kind of awkward. Like, I know a lot of people are lately have been enjoying the, like, throwback references to like, older PS1 games. Whoa! Like, that just art style's coming back into vogue. But for me, I don't, I never really seen it. You know what? No, let's take care of the dragon right here, right now. Still a giant hands boss, but at the very least, like, there's a lot more going on here, more animated. And the explosions just, again, they work really well. Of course, Capcom can't help to plug it. You have, like, several layers of lighting. You have your spotlights from the ground. So, yeah, this all just works. And visually, this is a treat. So, yeah, if there's anything that, like, makes me appreciate, like, you know... Oh, extra life. Nice. Like, what would this be considered? Like, 32-bit? 120... 32-bit? 64-bit? Sprite work? I don't know how this scales up at this point. Your Dragoon from the 14th unit. This is a good X. That Maverick just destroyed the power reactor. What? Then the Sky Lagoon will come crashing into the ground. I wish these text boxes were bigger. I wish they were. I would honestly want more words on screen than less and just be cut off. It's too late, X. It's time I made my escape. I suggest you do the same. Don't do anything reckless on the way out, okay? And behold, that is the first, like, animal Maverick that has any importance. Oh, spoiler warning, I guess. The city below soon will become a sea of flames. Many people will perish. I have no choice but to escape from here. And head to the city below. God, I'm sorry, that text scroll is just driving me insane. So yeah, this is why we shouldn't have floating cities. Because I don't care how many generators you have, it's eventually going to be, like, knocked out of the sky. What? The city has been completely destroyed. There were innocent people. I won't forget this. Yeah, I don't think anyone would. But yeah, shit like this is exactly why you should never have a floating city. I don't care how cool it is. Unless you have, like, some natural, like, occurring magic that will, you know, work because it's magic, okay? You don't have to explain shit when it comes to magic. At least with this, like, technology, or, you know, technology and more sci-fi stuff. Ah! Yeah, that happens. That happens completely. It's a good thing we found that extra life. Man, just imagine surviving all 4 of the X games just for X to, clumsily walk under some falling rubble and just get, sloused. Now, if there's one thing oh no, they didn't add the air dash in this game. That was X5. But no, for me at this point, there is a lot of questions that X4 kind of brings up for me, at least in terms of its tone. Oop. But, you know, I kind of... On one hand, I like the contrast that we have here to set the stakes for the level. Because, again, we go from, like, massive, large city to just, you know, rubble with a lot of, like, visual designs. More detailed backgrounds, but not as much going on. I don't know. I feel like the first spectacle really works. And this, it doesn't have as much going on. It's kind of like a mixed bag, I think, for an intro level. But I do like how we go from, like, a highway. Yet another highway stage! I like how we go from another highway stage to this. You know, kind of like sells that, oh, we've always had, like, you know, high-rises. Now we're going to nothing. Oh, hey. So, if we destroyed the big dragon from earlier... No, we actually didn't. And the X series, and the X series tradition of having massive kaiju robots out that are really not as effective as they seem, just to, you know, sell the scale, hasn't changed. Ow! I ran into that. Oh. Guess I have to get close? Or you know what? Let's not get close. I can never honestly get a feel of this guy's pattern in that much. But yeah, no, he still takes a lot more damage than he dishes out, which always baffles me, okay? X's literally comes up to the size of this thing's foot. I have no idea how this thing doesn't smoosh him to a paste. Who are you? I'm the Colonel, the Repliforce. Has Repliforce been occupying this area? What are you talking about? I only came to save my sister. The army responsible for all the violence in this region is not the Repliforce. Nevertheless, I want you to disarm and follow me back to HQ. Never. You're asking my soldiers to drop their weapons? Yes, this is a huge clusterfuck here, Colonel. Like, I think going and talking this out, okay, and just trying to get a consensus and, you know, share intelligence here is probably our best option. The only time we drop our weapons is when we aren't able to fight any longer. But, yeah, this is kind of unreasonable, man. Come on. You'll be regarded a maverick and treated... Yeah, at this point, there's a ruined city, and they refuse to disarm. This does feel like more of an occupation. I'm with X on this one. Do as you will. The Repliforce would sooner fight and die than discard our Dude, holy shit. Can we talk to someone above you? Like, can we talk to your commanding officer? You're a colonel, right? Yeah, there's probably a general. Yeah, the general's above you. Can we talk to your general? Consider us mavericks if this is what you wish. Wait, calm down, Colonel. So yeah, no, the existence of Repliforce here kind of implies they've been here the entire time. And since X has familiarity with them here, that means that, you know, they're a thing. They're an organization, like another branch, I'd say, next to the Maverick Hunters. What the? Something's gotta give. Otherwise, the entire Repliforce would be considered to be Mavericks. So yeah, no, at this point, why doesn't... So we're gonna save... Oh, so this is what the save data screen looks like. I've only ever played... The version of this I grew up with was the GameCube collection. All the screens in the save and load has its own, like, other... has its own screen. So this is kind of, like, new to me. It's nice seeing it like this. But yeah, no, this just opens up a lot more questions.
Brave soldiers of Repliforce, we have all been wrongfully judged as mavericks by the humans. We cannot suffer this indignity and live in disgrace. We will build our own nation of Reploids. But remember, this is neither about insurrection nor rebellion against our human creators. This is about our liberty and security. We must battle for our own individual rights and our own survival. Together we will build our nation, a sanctuary for all Reploids, our own utopia. Let us forge onward towards a new golden era for the Repliforce.
But, like, where are you leaving?
I too share the general sentiment. Take heed, we have no other choice. Let us fight valiantly, with courage and pride, without fear, for we are the Repliforce. The most powerful army in history! Yeah!
So, hold on. How did an army of this size get established?
The general has finally taken action. And now, my Maverick Hunters, what will you do? I'll be watching closely from here on out.
I wonder who that could be. But yeah, no, so... 1. How did the Repliforce get established? 2. If the Repliforce is, you know, developed this much to the point where, okay, de facto, they rival most world nation states in the X universe in terms of sheer military might. And just we're taking at face value and not just, you know, jingoism, that they are in fact the strongest army on the planet. Where were they during the Sigma's whole debacle? Seriously, when Sigma staged his first rebellion, when there was another insurrectionist group with, you know, the survivalists, like, you know, the remnants of Sigma's army, and then X3 for Doppeltown, that was established as, like, its own kind of sovereign nation, kind of like under Doppler. Where was Repliforce during all of this? Did they just come about between, you know, 3 and 4? I mean, the fact that X knows of them means that, you know, they've been around for at least a while. I mean, we don't know how many years has passed since then, but still, it's weird. And 2, if they're going to, you know, try to, you know, break out and, you know, basically, you know, succeed, maybe, like, create their own nation, because what else can they really try to do here? They refuse just, you know, cooperate and just sit back and, you know, talk and hash things out over, you know, peace talks. Over, you know, a large civilian population getting demolished. Like, yeah, they're going to look guilty on this one. Especially if they refuse to disarm. So, like, I don't understand, like, where are you going to move to? Who are you? Yeah, no, the whole existence of, like, the Replicors just being kind of crapped out here just raises a lot more, a lot more questions for me about the setting. Which, again, it's a kid's game. You don't really need to go that deep, but at the same time, the X series doesn't really shy away from this either. I know, it's like a weird, it's a very, like, nebulous kind of, like, place to be in. Anyway, Double. Again, I love the sprite work so much on, like, these characters' idle poses. These are just good. They even blink. Call me Double, the Rookie Hunter. My liege. Liege! Whoa, okay, I think you're blanking on there a little too thick there, Double. The Repliforce has begun its coup. Wait, Colonel, you're jumping to conclusions here. Yeah, no, more than conclusions. He is, enacting a coup? Sir, you've been given the order to scramble. Right, I'm leaving right now. So, I like how we're getting, like, intelligence on the Mavericks again. Instead of it just being, tucked away in the corner, then done away with entirely, we actually know who these guys are and what they're doing. Jungle. Infiltrate enemy-occupied jungle and destroy the weapon under construction. Cyberspace. A bug has corrupted the network. Dive into cyberspace and exterminate it. Air Force. Repliforce ship has taken off. Pursue and blast it out of the sky, or air. Dragoon of the 14th unit is a traitor. Locate and bring him back to Hunter HQ. Green Base. Repliforce decimated the city and left. Pursue them aboard a land chaser. Like, we are getting at least, stuff to go with here, and I like this. I like at the very least we're given a reason, like, who these Mavericks are and why we have to necessarily take them down. It's nice. A small little bit of blurb that just goes a long way. I think that just helps establish everything. Man Lab is now operational. Best game to destroy the lab. Military train. A military train is moving supplies. Cut off the Repliforce's supply route. We've discovered a hidden snow base. Halt production of their new weapon. Yeah, like, no, that's great. We have, like, an idea of, like, who we're going up against. We have an idea of who we're going up against and what they're doing. And again, since this is now a war, so Repliforce, since, is establishing a coup, that means it's its own branch of, like, the world government, or at least the government where, the X series takes place, or at least where, the Maverick Hunter HQ is. So, if they're forming a coup, then that means that Repliforce managed to, like, at one point, build up its army alongside whatever, nation also has the Maverick Hunters, and whoever else, like, kind of controls this. So that kind of explains, like, where they've been, but at the same time, they're the standing army of, like, wherever the heck this takes place in. Then where were they during Sigma's, like, initial rebellion? That's just, I want to know this. But no, for our level select, I'm not starting with this one. I hate the stage. I think everyone who plays this does not like the stage. No, now that I get a closer look, because I've never really, like, sat this close to the screen, at least, like, with my monitor. But, Slash Beast here, like, he has, like, just a single, like, red, pupil here that... It's actually kind of a little jarring to see, and I don't think it shows up as well on stream or with the video compression, but yeah, no, I've never noticed that. You know what? I think I'm gonna start with, like, my go-to actually fight here. And again, fun little snappy opening. Another blur of what they do, and we get to see who he is. This is the Gray's a little bland, but this is a great, like, this is a great next-gen take on, like, what they did in the NES. And think, yeah, X3 did have a PlayStation 1 version, but it was also developed for the Super Nintendo at the same time, so it was really held back. I mean, look at this. The water has, like, pseudo... I don't even know how they do this. Does the water just have a transparency effect? That they then, code, like, a splash here? I legitimately want to know how they did this effect, because, like, stuff like this is cool as hell. Again, just for, like, a jungle level, we still get back to the disturbing implication that all these trees are fake, so we don't have, like, real wood anymore, which is a depressing thought. But yeah, no, aside from that, like, for a jungle, you normally expect, like, just, like, trees, leaves, thick vines. I know, like, the later, like, Mario games that were out there, like, for the new Super Mario Brothers games, I mean, I know it's here, you know it's here. Get the leg upgrade first thing again. So they're definitely retreading X1. But after, you know, the more sprawling messes of, like, 3 and not so much 2, it works. This battle should have never happened, X. Why must Reploids fight each other? Why do these peacekeepers persist in fighting against each other? This must be some sort of mistake. X, enter this capsule. Equip with this to discover the truth. Equip with this boot module, and jump twice in the air to hover. You can move to your left or right, and will remain airborne for a few moments. It is effective for negotiating through higher and more dangerous terrain. Stop this tragic war as soon as possible, X. So yeah, with that, like, with the first couple of X games, like, it makes sense that it's more implied that, again... Oh, you even get a hit of the outline for the whole thing. Fortunately, don't get a little demo. I know, I think that X's, like, hover boots aren't that great. I think the air dashes are still... Oh, it gives back the air dash. Okay, that's something. Because I think the air dash is still, like, one of the best, like, mobile options that X has ever had. Just dashing and air dash. But compared to, like, you know, the vertical jump... You know what? Yeah, compared to the vertical leap, I know, this kind of feels underwhelming. At least you can have her in place for quite a fair bit. Whoa. But yeah, no, just the existence of Repliforce as its own army that is staging like a straight-up coup, it really raises a, like, it raises some weird geopolitical implications about the Megaman X world. So, like, again, what makes you join up with Repliforce? What's the difference between Repliforce and Maverick Hunters? What's their jurisdiction? Do the Maverick Hunters are Maverick Hunters able to, like, you know, work internationally? Does Repliforce get deployed if, you know, there's a bunch of Mavericks somewhere else? Is, you know, the Maverick Hunter more domestic? What's the jurisdictional boundaries here? Like, what are the responsibilities of both organizations? Like, you can't... It's weird. You introduce, like, this concept of, again, the equivalent of, again, a robot civil war. But you kind of have to start asking questions about, you know... One, should Exo survive that? If I played better, yes. But it starts, like, opening up a lot more questions just about, like, how this stuff works. Which, again, it's a kid's game. All you really need for an X game to work is, do you get good locations, cool boss designs, and fun levels with, you know, some exploration elements and puzzle-solving elements with your boss weapons. Which it does all of the above. But again, if this is, again, like I said, the point where the X series tries to take itself more seriously and have, you know, more developed story. So again, this also starts, Oh, that was fast. So you start bringing this up, then, you know, you kind of just chase it to its logical conclusion. Of like, okay, what... Like, how all this stuff actually works. Now, unfortunately for, like, the, Okay, do these guys jump eventually? No, they just wait. No, they just make the what? Yeah, no, they start shooting eventually. Really wish X... It's times like this where I wish X really had to, like, crouch for some of these games. Especially, again, like, these snakes like to go low! And I can't hit them without a charge shot. But the thing is, since Zero's a playable character, too, you have to accommodate for both playstyles. Because, again, some of the levels may be easier or harder depending on who you're playing as. Like, X would have a very hard time hitting low. But since Zero just, you know, gives up his buster and only, you know, uses his melee weapons. Which, by the way, I think that's a shame. I really miss how Zero at least had, you know, a good, like, buster. Like, almost as good as X's. Later in the series, not as much, because, you know, X specializes and gets upgrades. But at the same time, I'm kind of sad to see, like, that aspect of his kit, his playstyle, kind of disappear to become, like, an afterthought. I know, I think they could have done something with it. Even if it is just, you know, a slightly better pea shooter. Ow. Nope. But no, again, I really think that, again, visually just this works. This whole, like, stage the artwork and the sprite work in this game, the level design, since they work both equally well for X and Zero, like, I can't think of a single level where X and Zero just both feel outclassed. Like, I can't even think of anything, and I've replayed this game. This is probably, like, my most replayed game in this series, with the exception of X1. And again, the fact that I don't notice, like, any of the other difficulties in, when it comes to, like, the level design, I think that says a lot. I think that says a lot about how well made this game is, from a design perspective. Anyway, I've always found, I remember always finding Web Spider just really difficult to, like, take down. I know, there's something about, like, this boss fighting pattern that just kind of messes with me. And hey, here's the weapon! So yeah, we actually get to see, you know, what exactly... You know, there's at least build-up here. The levels make sense. Everything thematically works really well. Because, of course, you'll have a doomsday weapon hidden in a jungle like a Bond villain. Like, it works! It's great! I love it. You've labeled us all as Mavericks. I won't let you pass. Turn back now. Well, I mean, you're not doing yourself any favors. But yeah, the first phase of, ah, shit. I was gonna say, the first phase of this fight is this hard. As soon as I get, like, hit or smoked. Okay, I need to not make that mistake. Or that mistake. Okay, can I? Yeah, no, that thing has insanely good tracking. Okay, so I just have to be exceptionally fast and quicker on the draw. So yeah, the first stage of the fight, predictable, but yeah, no, just the projectile's hard to track. It's when we get to about halfway through, yeah, here, where I have issues with this fight. Oh, if there is one thing, since I've already, like... Oh no, shit! Since I've already kind of made, like, the comment on it, I really can't... Whoa! Whoa, shit! Really can't make any more jokes on it. The voice acting. Ah, damn it! Okay, you know, stepping on a bug normally works. I'm gonna say at least that. It normally works, that time not so much. Web Spider also was in the first... Web Spider lookalike was also in the first Megaman on the NES. Oh yeah, the Bow Spider, right? The first, like, Sigma boss? You know, now that you mention it, it's weird that they had a spider, like an actual spider, as a boss. But also, you know, they had a Kawanger as, like, you know, like a regular Maverick boss. Yeah, no, I made this point, like, I think, yeah, last stream, actually. When you have, like, you know, if you have, like, Reploids that are, you know, like, anthropomorphic, you know, animals, right? Like, Web Spider is more, you know, more in line with, you know, a person than, at least a humanoid design, than the Bow Spider, right? Is it, like, the robot equivalent of, like, us seeing chimpanzees? Or is it more like a Donald and Goofy situation? Like, what is, like, the in-universe, like, kind of, like, interpretation of that, you know? Like, is it just, like, accepted? Or is it, like, again, just weirdly, like, one of those weird cartoon things where you just don't think about the implications between, like, Goofy and, nope, ow. Shit, he is beefy. Like, you don't think of the implications between, like, Goofy and Pluto. Oh, hey, I can't believe I'm surprised I took him down on my, for the first Maverick. And you gotta love these explosion effects. Yeah, the X series has, like, great boss explosions for the era. Just, you know, with all the energy, like, cracking out of them. But yeah, no, with that... Yeah, no, Lightning Weapon, we also get a little, you know, primer on this. Fires a spider net charged with electricity. Can be used to jump, please attack, wall jump, or double jump. Yeah, honestly, for a weapon, this works well. This works really well as a weapon. So, this is actually the one, like, X Games weakness cycle I know pretty much off by heart. So, Web Spider takes down, the Mushroom guy here real quick. But since I don't like doing things, like, by the conventional weapon cycle, I am going to... Let's take down... Let's take down Frost Walrus. Because, again, I love the sense of scale. I don't know why they always make, like, the ice enemies. Or no, this is the second game in the row. Wow, the narrator's really excited about Frost Walrus. Yeah, no, speaking of former ice bosses, I was about to say, it's weird how they make, like, the big, bulky, itemish ice types in this game. But, it's more weird that they did it twice in a row. I mean, a walrus kind of makes more sense than a buffalo, at least in my opinion. Because, you know, walrus, it's frost, it's ice. I think there's something else in the ice here, but I can't really make out what it is. The most adorably... Megaman X4 boss. Yeah, so yeah, the Lizard Buffalo is down below. I don't know who this is supposed to be. Like, is it another Megaman X4 boss aside from, Buffalo, or... Is it just, you know, two, or is it just two... Okay, I can make this jump. There we go. Oh, shit, it's a Yeti. I don't want to know what's in the yellow tank on the back. Man, I wish I had an E-tank on this one. And down this way. Nope, just ice. Okay, I'm going to try to avoid all that. Man, X, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I wish you were a little shorter. I know, I can never... X never seems like 5'3" to me, even after all this time. Yeah, you see, he has the right idea. Run away, or skate away from the spikes. Oh, no, I do not want to ice skate uphill. Oh, whoo. That could have been bad. You know, it never took much in the way of hits here. But no, especially compared to X4, the boss damage in this game does not seem so unreasonably, like, tuned. Because again, X4, one hit from one of the bosses would, like, instantly kill you. Especially on contact, but, like, Web Spider didn't do all that much, like, in terms of damage. Like, it was weirdly... Well, weirdly feasible. Until you get the armor, in which case, like, the bosses don't do any damage at all. Oh, hey, there's Chill Penguin. Yeah, those are all the other ice bosses, so is this where they just threw them? Is, like, this just considered to be, like, you know, their graveyard? Or is this the same Arctic? You gonna... Yeah, don't open up, please. Oh no, he's gonna do his Ow! Ooh, okay, I'm taking... Now this is where I'm taking damage. Yeah, no, it's a shame... You know, it's a shame that I think Chill Penguin solely exists just to, you know, give you a power-up. Because, like, again, I legitimately think Chill Penguin has, like, the worst... Chill Penguin, I think, generally has the worst weapon in all of X1. And he's also the easiest fight, so it's like a... Ow! It's like a huge loss. I can't afford to take any more hits. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa, whoa! Ah, shit, I did not hit him with a charge shot.
Ready.
But yeah, no, it's kind of surprising that X2 didn't have a nice boss fight. Ice enemy, you know? It's something, like, weird to think about. But, like, you know, whenever you think of, like, damage types, or, like, you know, elemental types, it's always, you know, fire. It's always, like, you know, fire, ice, water, electricity. Yeah, fire, ice, water, electricity. Like, whenever you think of, like, damage types. And earth. Like, earth can be, like, either, like, grass or actual, like, rocks or mud. Okay, on the topic of that, okay? I will never understand. So you know how in Pokemon they have, like, both the rock and the ground type, right? I never understood why they're considered to be their own thing. Like, conceptually, rock and ground pretty much hit the same beats, right? I mean, yeah, if you ask a soil scientist, they're never gonna say, yeah, rock and, a soil scientist is never gonna say, like, rock and, soil are the same things. They're very different. But, like, if you're getting, like, you know, a bunch of dirt flung at you, are you really going to make the distinction between, oh, no, that wasn't a clump of, like, highly compacted dirt that was flung at me at, like, that wasn't, like, a highly compact thing of dirt that was flung at me. Okay, oh, I didn't even notice this guy had a health bar the whole time. I just kind of blanked that out. There we go. No more ice. Yeah, you're really not gonna care. And even, like, connotation-wise, if you were to, like, think of, like, you know, like, the elemental types as even, like, a personality, okay? Are you really going to, like, make a distinction between, like, rock and ice? I mean, even water, like, if we try to, like, compare, like, rock to ice as, you know, dirt to water. Not sure if I like these, takes on the Metar. Oh, I think this is these guys' first appearance since X1. On one hand, I kind of find it funny how, again, the militarized, Repliforce, their Metars are, you know, like, like army, or army helmets, you know, with, like, a walkie-talkie, kind of like, you know, banded to their head, and, you know, giving, like, an image of, like, a pack of smokes, you know, attached to their head as well. It's fun. It's a cute little detail, I'd say. But yeah, like, at least ice, in terms of, like, an elemental power here, you know, at least ice is, like, you know, cool, detached, cold, rigid even, you know, isolationist. Oh, you feel bad for the Mets? Is it because they're oh, wait, I don't have, oh, wait a minute. There we go. They made their appearances in Megaman rather than the X series. They did. Yeah, no, the original... Yeah, this is the first time they've appeared in the X series since X1. Let me clarify that. In the Mega Man series, they're a mainstay. They are the Mega Man enemy. Like, you know how... what is it? You know, Mario has Goombas. Sonic... What is Sonic's Goomba? I always think of, like, the crab. But, like, I know, like, the Sonic series does have, like, an iconic enemy. Like, Zelda has Octoroks. Like, the Donkey Kong series has the Kremlings or the Beaver, depending on, like, who you ask. Mega Man has the Mets. Like, yeah, no, I just wonder, like, Sonic doesn't really have, like, an iconic enemy, you know? Not quite sure how not quite sure, like, what to think about that, really, because, like, a game or a character, or at least a platform, in my opinion, is only as good as the enemies you can really throw, and obstacles you can throw at a player. Like, it's half the reason why I don't think I'd ever want to really pick up Celeste, is because, one, sky-high platforming on the side of a mountain just makes me go eeeeee the whole way through, right? I don't think there's anything else up this way. I found the weapon tank. So if we press start here, we do have our sub-weapon now. And unfortunately, we only have 2 E-tanks this game. So 1, less exploration, which is yay or nay. We get more streamlined levels, but we don't really get the wonder of exploring as much. And one thing I have to, like, oh, this is hard, Wait, if I hold this down... Oh, I can just hold down the dash button to do dash jumps now. So yeah, one thing to note is that, in the X4 series and above now, if you really want... You can have X equipped like a weapon, and use your Buster still. It's like one of the best things I like about Mega Man. I think like one of the best designed things ever like done in the series is that X is like the shorthand for like what weapon you're using. X is the, like or Mega Man's in general, like classic and X. Oh no, no. Yeah, I do not want a Snow WMD. Yeah, oh, that is brutal. I'm surprised X didn't like get flash frozen either. But yeah, that form that just no, we're not doing that twice. One Ice Age was enough, thank you. We don't need two. But yeah, no, just the fact that, again, you'd like seeing, like, Mega Man in other colors. Or at least I do. I like seeing, like, you know, other palette swaps, right? Like, one thing I'm always a sucker for in any game. Color palettes. Legit, one of my favorite... Oh. Legit, one of my favorite things about Smash Brothers is for the characters they add, you get to see alternate colors for them. Like, every character. And just see how designs could have possibly played out. And I think that's really cool. Oh hey, the Flash Freeze Chamber. You know, I wonder who was designed first. Frostman or this guy? It's pretty much the same thing. Massive ice igloo creature. They sent a kid like you after me? I promise to end this quickly. Yeah, X has fought a lot bigger in the prologue alone. It's a shame, again, Frost Walrus is also a pretty easy boss. Yeah, very easy boss, actually. I know, there's something about the bosses in X3 that I think just have, like, very easy patterns. Or, sorry, X4. Maybe it's because, like, I played this game more and you get more skill. But these do not seem as hard to, you know, to beat compared to the other, like, Mavericks. Oh, yeah. Taking another, whoa! Okay, now, I spoke way too soon. You know what? This isn't your weakness. Oh, it's not doing any damage to him. Okay, that was just me. That was my pride kicking me in the teeth. I could have won that fight easy, but no. I had to see if, you know, the other weapon would work. That one's on me. But yeah, if there's one thing I have to point out with the voice acting, because everyone knows the one scene. If you played this game, you know the infamous, like, scene with the voice acting. But I'm gonna make another nuanced complaint, or not complaint. I legitimately do not like X's voice in this game. I know that X is supposed to be, like, you know, a naive, kind of pacifist type, who really doesn't like doing what he's doing. You know, he's a little childlike. Or at the very least, throughout most of the series, he doesn't really come into his own. Like, X1... Oh, shit. He's voiced by his Megaman 8's voice actress. I know. Huh. I did not know that. Whoa. But you know what? I was about to say, it fits. This voice, I think, fits Mega Man. But I do not think it voiced it, I do not think it voiced it, Ow! Shit. Okay, we're getting out of the corner. Yeah, I don't think it fits X as a character, because even though he does have, like, that childish naivety to him, and a bit of pacifism to him, his design looks a lot more mature. He doesn't look like a child. Like, you know, young adult. So I've always had, like, this voice just weirdly cast. But I also don't think his voice in, like, X5 clicks off as well. Unfortunately, I think, aside from these colors being good, I don't think these are good weapons. Generates a huge ice block that acts as a shield. They also be used to trap enemies before dissipating. So with that, managed to take down 2 Mavericks and got an armor upgrade. Still no health upgrades yet. But with that, I'm actually going to take a very quick BRB, and I will be right back. And we are back. All ready, freshed up, ready to go. And with that, let's take on the rest of Repliforce. But yeah, no, with the... Whoa. Okay, that's Huh. Game actually plopped down on my end. But yeah, continuing on. Yeah, I don't think X's voice in this game, it's too young and too naive. But if I'm, like, remembering, like, either Command Mission, X's voice in Command Mission, or X5, I don't know, maybe a little too mature? I remember liking X's, like, 5 voice a lot more, but this just seems ill-fitted. Now that he's voiced by, knowing that he's voiced by his Megaman 8 voice actress, that makes a lot of sense. And I think, again, that voice just fits Mega Man, like, classic, rather than Mega Man, you know, adult. So, Frost Walrus... You know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm going to be tearing the Band-Aid off. Let's take down Jet Stingray. Because you know how he's saying, like, every single level here is, like, good to play through? And, he destroyed the city and escaped to the sea. Yeah, no, you can't say that Repliforce is the good guys here. They just decimated a civilian population. But yeah, you know how I was saying, like, you know, all the other levels in this game are really well done and designed that no matter who you play as, X or Zero, you're going to, you know, you're going to be able to go well. Like, it's going to be good. And, like, I don't notice a difference. This one takes a much more... Can you charge? No, you can't. It's just mash the button. Okay. Yeah, it's a much more, Ah, shit. Nope, there's the heart. There's a heart tank. We're crashing. Yeah, at this point, it's like... Either know what's coming ahead and do better, or just take multiple attempts. It's the worst type of auto-scroller for me. Though I do like how X has unique sprites. I like how X has unique sprites in the jet bike. Because, again, at this point, he has to have, like, sprites for, you know, his crouch, for his legs, body, head, and helmet. I think his head is the same as, like, everything else. Oh, there we go. Yeah, he has to have unique sprites for everything here in order for this to work. So it's nice that they include these details. So yeah, that's the first half of the level. Which this works as a set piece, but I don't like how this works as a whole level. And I would rather explore this oil rig, because I love, ever since Metal Gear Solid 5 and Oil Ocean. Actually, I'm gonna say Oil Ocean as a whole. Yeah, Oil Ocean and Metal Gear Solid 5 has just made me love oil, fuck. Yeah, tripped and crunked. Yeah, Oil Ocean as a whole has made me love the X series. Just oil rigs as a level. You throw an oil rig on any level for me, I am down. I want to fight on this. I want to have action set pieces and platforming set pieces on this. I want to, you know, get into shootouts on an oil rig. I want to throw people into the, you know, to the ocean on an oil rig. I want to light oil on fire to, you know, use environmental cues on an oil rig. Like, it's just my favorite set pieces in a game, and I don't know why. I've no... Oh, don't tell me that actually had the E-tank in it. Oh, there it is. We gotta die again. Yeah, unfortunately, this game really can't have armor in it, so it's one of the two levels that are relegated to having E-tanks. One of the only two in the game. And I'm actually a little disappointed that collecting stuff doesn't have any, like, cool bonus armor in this game, you know? Because X1 had the Hadouken for finding everything and another cryptic secret. X2 ended up having, you know, the Shoryuken, which again is also a cool secret. They can only get by unlocking everything. You know, it's a nice way to, like, cap off everything at the end with a bow, you know? But X4 doesn't really get that. Okay, all X4 really gets... Ah, shit. All X4 gets, really, is, well, if you know, you know. I'm gonna say that. I'll wait till the end of the game. But if you know what I'm talking about. And you can't get it until after you beat the game. You know, when you'd use it the most. I mean, heck, as much as disjointed as I think X3 is... As disjointed as I think X3 is... Okay. I generally appreciate how they have two, like, super upgrades. One of which is based on, you know, being patient. One of which is, well, based on being patient and rewarding... It's based on being patient. Are you kidding? I jumped over it? No! No! I have to restart this whole level from scratch now. I have to restart this whole level from scratch now to do that. I can't exit. I jumped too high. I jumped over it. I literally have to kill myself. I have to kill X, start over from scratch. I'm impressed that you found me. How are you impressed by that? You blew up a city and then left just in a heat. How is it surprising? You left a literal wake of destruction in your path. You are not a stealthy operative. You're not a smooth operator. But your search is over. Get ready, X. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually going... I mean, I could kill the Maverick here, but I'm gonna have to redo it anyway, and I want to end this guy and get the E-Tank in the same fell swoop. So, yeah, that's what I'm going with. But, this is why I hate... I'm not a fan of the solo-scroller. It's over, it's quit, it's done too quick. It's hard if you don't know what to expect, because you're slapped, like, into the fray. Because you're just immediately slapped and facing, you know, an enemy. Or a new control scheme that you may not necessarily know how it works, so you have to figure that out. And just kind of go for it from there. Okay? And then you have to make sure not to miss all the upgrades you want. If you do what I did, you have to restart the whole level from scratch. And then Jet Stingray, I think, is a more frustrating boss. Like, out of most the 8 Mavericks you have to deal with. So this is just... It's all around just disappointing. It's... I have no idea. You have no idea how much I dislike this stage. This is the one bad stage in this game. Just because it's so much wasted potential. There is so much wasted potential in this level, and it's just disappointing. I mean, when they introduced the jet bike and override ostriches stage, that was fun. It was a chunk of the level. It was parts of the level. I wouldn't mind this as much if it introduced, the jet bike as, if it introduced a jet bike as mechanic where you hop on, maybe do some stretches, and then maybe some more traditional platforming and maybe some exploration. But, like, as this stands, okay, this is just, whoa. But we're gonna outspeed him. Like, this stage literally does nothing. Nothing, altogether. Now, keep in mind, I had this issue too, so I can't even say, imagine if this is, your first game in the series and, have it be, an off chance. But no, if, most of the ways to play the X series nowadays is through collections, like the Legacy Collection, or, for what I played on, the X Collection on the GameCube. There's a very real possibility where if you get, the first X Collection, it has, the first 4 games, right? I wouldn't be surprised if people either play the first game, you've never played an X game before. I wouldn't be surprised if people go into this thinking either, A, the first game of the series is the best, or the latest entry is the best. It's one of those things that can go both ways. There's a very real possibility that you could go into this game, pick Jet Stingray's stage first, and since all you have for other context is... The only other, context you have for this series as a whole would be, the intro level. You can play this up until the boss, and I wouldn't be surprised if someone thinks that the X series, or, at least the, X game, if they pick this, I would legitimately not be surprised if there was someone out there who thought that the X series was who thought that the X series as a whole was, a minigame collection. Oh, shit. At least I know what they want me to do with the Golden Stingrays up there. But yeah, there is a chance that this could become a, that this could just taint someone's, you know, taint someone's entire, like, expectation of the series. And, like, what I honestly... Whoa, no. And the thing is, they don't learn from their mistakes on this one. Like, they kind of do. They kind of do. In X5. But their mistake was also just having that level be poorly designed as well. Ah, no. No. Dang it. Yeah, no, this is, again, and again, once you know what you're doing, the level's too short. It goes by too fast, which, you know, makes sense. It's a high-speed chase. You kind of want to track this guy down and take care of him as soon as you can, right? Like, that's kind of the point of chasing someone. But at the same time, like, this is my least favorite part of the game as a whole. And, like, I can't be mad at it because it goes by too quickly. But it makes me want to be mad at it because, again, it's also eating up a level slot where you could have had a nice, traditionally designed level, and this is like a gimmick. There we go, E-Tank. Yeah, just throw the bike away. At least they give you a full heal on this one, that's good. And again, I love the transparency effect they do with the water. And the kicker is, I like Jet Stingray's design. I really like... Yeah, no, you just blew up a city, we trailed it in, blah, I made my 2 cents on that one. Yeah, we're just gonna do this. Yeah, let's also get rid of you two. But no, if there's one thing I really like how this game does it, is that there is a lot more boss weaknesses that actually visibly, like, mess up the boss's equilibrium. Like, Jet Stingray, the water stingray, gets frozen. That makes sense. You know, that's what I expect. You know, it works. But I also like, again, how he gets frozen and he, like, visibly reacts to his weakness. You know, kind of, you know, makes sense how he, you know, his pattern gets looped. I always like these visual things. I'm still disappointed that the Mavericks, like, don't have, like, 2 weaknesses. One that does more damage, and the other that, you know, eliminates some of their attacks. Yeah, no, nice try. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we're just gonna use the regular Buster on you on this one. But no, I love, like, the visual flair, little visual flares that this game has. But this does feel like a retread or a refocus on what the X series is about. And again, definitely does, like, retrace a lot of the steps of X1. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I love this pink and, like, white coloration. Fire as many Stingray drones that race across the ground, effective against enemies on walls and floors. Push down while the Stingray drones are flying to command them to fall. Like, that is, I love that color scheme so much. It just works well. So that's our first heart tank. And now we have some weaknesses. So who else should we take on? You know what? Why don't we... I think this is legitimately one of the hardest fights in the game without his weakness. Like, Cyber Peacock is one of the fights where I want his weakness. So we're gonna go after the mushroom. But no, I like that pink-white coloration. I don't know what it is, it just works. It occupies the laboratory and will attack whoever visits there. This is also, I think, you know, Wire Sponge is a plant too. But yeah, no, this color scheme is the best. If I could, I'm really disappointed how X's armors, this is like one complaint throughout the series, is that X's armors consistently, like, get in the way of, like, X's already solid core design, and it breaks up, I think, the it breaks up, I think, the cohesion of the design a lot, and just the simplicity of it. I get the feeling that they swapped the, whoa. I get the feeling that they swapped the, white and the blue on the armor. I think it'd work a lot better. You know, I think I'm gonna edit that in. I'll edit that. See if I can change that. But no, Split Mushroom stage. I like this theme. This theme's good because this sounds like laboratory mushroom, you know? Like, everyone knows, like, mushrooms have, like, that, always in fiction, have, like, that little springy electronic sound that, you know, just kind of comes with the territory. This just fits that mold. Do you respawn? Yes, you do. Oop. But yeah, I like how, at least so far, I also think the weapon weaknesses in this game, because again, all weapon weaknesses follow, like, a bit of logic. Like, to some extent, you know? But I think X3, or sorry, I think X4 is kind of, like, goes a little weird in some places. Like, Split Mushroom with, oh, no. Yeah, we're gonna have to move a lot faster. Because these guys destroy... Yeah, these guys destroy some of the upgrades we need later on. I also like these stage transitions. They're really nice. So what I'm going to do... Because I like this my boss too. It's just a super version of the other enemies we see. You gonna do what you gotta do? Yeah, Stingray's weapon just works so well against that boss. I didn't even think to do that until, like, now.
Ready.
But yeah, I think, compared to X3, I think X4 has, like, some really good weapon designs. Like, almost everything has a use. But I still think it's, I still think it has some stingers. Like, Frost Wallace's weapon is just not that good. And Megaman Dragoon's, unfortunately, as cool as it is, it's way too awkward and unwieldy to be effective. Ah! Super shield. I'll just take the health back. Ow. Well, that didn't work. Well, that was a bit of a rough fight, but I'll take it. There we go. Another heart upgrade. I don't think we have an E-Tank here. Or do we? Maybe we do. You know what we do? Do we? I don't remember. I think it's either that or it's, I think it's either that, or it could be /B stage that has the, other... That has the other, what's the one before here? Other E-Tank. But, yeah, no, like... If you can explain to me, like, what the logic behind Split Mushroom's, like, weakness is, being the, being what the Spider's weapon, I'd love to hear it, because I don't get it. Oh. A little too spiky for my taste. Oh, no. Do we have an E-Tank? Okay, if there's something I can also appreciate, E-Tanks here may not be as many. Nowhere near as many, but one, they fill up and take a bit of any health you pick up. Oh shit, this isn't even realize this was a boss stage. But yeah, no, the fact that there's also like a Sigma Virus logo or a Maverick logo. Are you X? I'm under orders to terminate you. What? Whose orders? Take a wild guess. No idea. But no, the fact that he's... Whoa. The fact you only have 11 shots of this thing really makes this fight a lot harder, because you're gonna have to finish him off with your Buster to some degree. But again, I don't get the weakness logic here. I really don't. There we go. Perfect hit. But yeah, no, Split Mushroom gets electrocuted. There we go. Yeah, this fight is kind of easy. I feel actually bad not using, I feel bad doing this. I really do. Because these fights, again, they're cool. Because, yeah, Split Mushroom, his whole thing, he just duplicates you. And probably gives the coolest power-up in the whole series. For Zero. X, I don't think, is anywhere near as effective. I don't think it's anywhere near as effective when you're playing as X, but Zero makes this thing work, sing, and fly. Holy shit.
You got Soul Body.
And again, Soul Body, that is a cool-ass name for a weapon. Accumulate energy and generate an illusion. Enemies will sustain damage if struck by the soul energy. Requires energy expenditure, however, and will eventually dissipate if in time or if it sustains heavy damage. Yeah, Soul Body, I think, is one of the coolest, weapons in, like, the X series as a whole. In fact, this game introduces it. Holy shit. Does nothing. It's nothing but great. Sir, it's a message from the Colonel. X. I forgot. I generally forgot he had that icon. That is cool. That is actually really good sprite work. Like, the shading and everything here. The artists cooked in this game. They cooked well. X, I'll wait for you at Memorial Hall. Make sure you show up on time. Sir, this must be a trap. Perhaps, but I won't run this time.
Ready!
But yeah, no, I like this. I like what's coming up here. Spotlight, huh? Colonel has a taste for the theatrics, I guess. Colonel, stop this foolishness now. Seriously, actually... Colonel, never! Colonel, please! Think this over! The Repla Force must be independent. Why do you... If you just laid down your sword and we just talked this over, you would still, you know... You wouldn't be labeled a Maverick. You would have been, you know, throwing a coup. This is a war you're escalating, and we just want to understand what happened during the civilian population. You look guilty as shit. Our battle will determine this. You're really
Show
pushing.
me what you've got.
I cannot do that voice. Whoa. You know what? Oh shit. So yeah, I have to dash under that. Yeah. This is times where I wish X just had a dash button. Oh shit. Basic pattern, but I can get this down pat. Oh, no, or he could just teleport in front of me. I don't think it's teleportation. I think he's just moving that fast. Now, I legitimately do not know if Colonel has a weakness. And, not to spoil anything, but this is an exclusive fight for X.
I've been waiting to fight with you.
I think Colonel's voice is okay. Nothing great, but nothing awful. Ow! Okay, let's try seeing if you're weak to something. Nope. Oh, that did damage. It's doing something. Oh, this is... Oh, holy shit! Do your attack. Yeah, no, that did a shit ton of damage. A little risky, but holy crap, that one hit. Yeah, no, that puts him on the back foot. Or I could just jump into his, you know, super powerful, you know, laser beam. But no, for a short little, I'm glad that this fight is, like, it's challenging, but it's not super hard. Because we have to take this guy down no matter what. Oh. Oh. Ow. Okay, so he typically does that to retreat. Oh, no, he is just chasing me down this time. No. No. The leg upgrade actually makes this fight a lot easier. And slip through. Actually, you know what? Let's trap him. Whoa. Ah, shit, that almost worked. That actually... Okay.
Ready.
Frost Walrus's... What's the name of the weapon? Oh, yeah, no, it actually gives us the full name now. Yeah, the Frost Tower. We can easily trap him with this. Because he teleports to where you are, or just moves really fast. At this point, what's the difference?
I'll show you no mercy. Now get ready.
A little rush delivery there, but then again, you're trying to sink the Japanese, so... Not gonna, like... Not gonna really hold too much of a grudge on that, or, you know, give too much, or... You know, not gonna be too, Okay, so I need... Wait for him to... Yep. 2. Okay, wait for it, disappear. Oh, I can just jump over him. Okay, wait for him. A little much there. Yeah, no, he hits like a truck, but his pattern's pretty predictable. That works as a counter. I just need to make that stack a little more. Yeah, no, I'm going way too early, or pulling that off way too late. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, oh, I'm out of ammo. Or am I? Weapon tank, go. 2, 3. Do that. Wrong side. Whoa. Easy there, Colonel. We got one more. Okay, that's it. Okay, no. Time to get back and just buster him out. And we're using the E-Tank. Any little damage, any extra damage is worth it. 2, 3. You're gonna do your beam attack? Yep. 2 and 3. Nope. Kaboom. There we go. Sorry, Colonel. Impressive. But the result won't be the same until next time. Until then. Colonel? Seriously, if we talk this over, we can get this over and done with it. No, you gotta do this pride bullshit. And by pride, I mean, you know, just being an arrogant asshole about this one. But yeah, now we have the final 4, and I like how that works as a good midpoint. I like that. That's a fun little duel effects. I think it's a fun boss fight. Just, you know, fun, reactive, proactive. You know, it's something, it does feel like a duel. You have to work around the enemy. So to start, you know what? We're gonna go for Slash Beast. Again, Slash Beast, I just think, defense military trained to protect from the supply of goods. Or to protect the supply of goods. I don't know, I like this sprite a lot. It looks like a massive, powerful, like it looks just, you know, a lion. But being like generic, just, you know, beastal creature, I think works really well. And to show off the soul body... Oh shit. Ow. Yeah, no, my Buster's just the better option here. So we now have something that can deal with, like, crouching enemies, which is good. But no, I kind of like this take on the Mets. It's fun. And again, again, just the fact that, you know, lobster grenade gets too far into the throw and then just drops it. And it's fun. And again, if there's one thing I know, like, the Tauntauns here, they're literal, like, acting as bombers at this point. I like how, because the Reploids is, in fact, an army, everything here is just, you know, acting, like, all the enemy designs are kind of militaried up. Like, even the run-of-the-mill, like, grunts are, you know, some type of soldier commando type. But are they Reploids? Like, all the other Reploids in the series so far looks, you know... Nope. No, that doesn't work. This blow it open? Oh, the fact that this is, like, taking these that damage tells me that's at least something here. There's something up with that. Yeah, no... So far, all the abilities I have are more utility than raw power. But no, again, since the Repliforce is, again, an army, all the... Like, every enemy here is, like, slightly militarized. Like, there's a cohesive theme for all the enemy designs here. Which I think, like, is, like... Goes a long way. Goes a really long way in unifying stuff. Ow. But yeah, no, everything here is like, you know, anti-vehicle weapons. It just works, and I like this stage. Trains are like I think trains are like a kick-ass setting, or like a kick-ass set piece. Now, I don't want to... Like, trains are on a track, right? So this thing has had to have been chasing us this whole time for this to kind of, like, work. Oh. This is just doing no damage. Oh, that. Nope. I want to experiment with the weapons here. Or, you know, get skewered. That's also something I can do.
Ready.
But with... Yeah, no, like... The theming on this game is on point. With all the enemy designs. Like, this game does, like, in retrospect, does this very well. Yeah, honestly, it seems like the Buster is just the best bet here. Which is kind of disappointing. Like, I like using the other weapons because, like, you know, they kind of make you, like, you know, readjust and rethink what you're doing. If I did not need the, if I did not need Jet Stingray's weapon, I'd just be spamming that right about now. Again, because of how, like, you know, trains work on tracks, right? That means that this thing has been tailing us this whole time, or has like, a more powerful, like, engine, and has had to catch up with us. I'm not sure which is better or worse. You know what? Try this. That worked remarkably better. Actually, I'd jump onto the other train if I were you. Did he have to teleport onto the other train? Like, it was a jumping distance. I mean, at least the level has a good sense of continuation. Hey, more of the unbreakable crates. But yeah, no, if there's one thing I've always been a little disappointed by, and at least the X series, is how over time ride armor. One, I like how ride armor, like, looks like these are the Repliforce guys from earlier. You know, like you see them in the later cutscenes, you know? It's nice to also introduce ride armor, where you're on the back foot and have to fight it without any help. I also think this kind of adds to, like, X's characterization. At this point, ride armor used to be like this indomitable thing that just kind of, you know, helps carry X through the levels. But now he's able to go, like, toe-to-toe in ride armor, like, without anyone else's help. Like, at this point, like, the advantage is solely on him. And instead of, like, being an equalizer... Like, instead of this being an equalizer... This is just, like, a force multiplier now. Like, this takes X from just being incredibly like... This takes X from being, you know, having a fighting chance with some of the tougher enemies, to now just letting him stomp his way through everything. And I like how that characterization is kind of evolved throughout the X series, how X is gradually getting stronger and basically growing to what he's supposed to be. I don't know why he'd introduce these things all the way back here and not let us destroy shit and make it harder to go back this way if there wasn't a secret. So there's probably nothing? Okay. Kind of disappointed in that. It's also weird seeing this ride armor, like, in just, you know, this like reddish magenta color with X's head. I don't know, I find like X's head kind of clashes. I think Zero's works a lot better. But Zero also strikes me as the type of guy who would just never use ride armor, because he's just better. You know? Like, he doesn't need, like, the assistance. He already has, like, a massive, like, super powerful beam saber anyway. He doesn't need much else. Yeah, for, like, X4 is pretty straightforward. There we go. Yeah, no, just ride armor is, like, is nice, but I really hate how we kind of went back to, like, the more basic design. Like, X2 seemed like a stretch. X2 had at least 2 different ride armors. Both of them, like, served different purposes, and X3 gave you a couple. One would seem like a straight upgrade, the other just seemed to be, you know, more of a niche thing. Oh no, this thing's starting to blow. I need to destroy everything else here. Please tell me... Oh god, that was the last one, okay. So yeah, this train and its supplies are thoroughly destroyed now. And hey, we have a station to stop off at. Oh no, no one else is evacuating. Sorry, this is your last stop. Here to punch your tickets. I kind of wonder what blew up the tracks here, because if that's the case, the train... No, the train stopped on its own accord. We didn't have to destroy it. I missed the jump button.
Ready.
Whoops. Yeah, no, the train stops on its own accord. I wonder who got to the station. Because, like, if this is, like, already a wreck, that means someone else has to have gotten here. Did the other Maverick Hunters, you know... Did the other Maverick Hunters, like, blow up the tracks? Because, you know, sabotaging trains is something you do. It cuts off your supply lines, you know... Especially, like, going through, like, more rugged or mountainous terrain. But this also implies that the supply line's already been interfered with here. It's like there's nothing else. Whoa. There's nothing else, like, for really X to do aside from just stop both instances of the train. Who knows? Maybe some, like, you know, 14th unit or something popped in. Yeah, maybe some 14th unit or some such popped in and just destroyed the track so X would have a fighting chance. Also, this is, I think, one of the best openings. I'm kind of glad how X4 here gets away from the door. Because look at that. He is fucking running up to the train and just effortlessly crashes through things. Challenging my unit was both foolish and reckless. You are nothing more than my prey. One that is soon to be retired. Look, the first game in the series said, damn, you can just say destroy or kill. I think and again, we started this game off with an implied, you know, with an implied mass civilian population getting decimated. You can go a little harder. You can say destroy. You can say kill. Actually, can they? I wonder what the ESRB at the time had to say. Whoa, about that. Gonna do your thing? Nope. But yeah, no, I think the boss patterns in this game are a lot simpler. A lot easier to buster only compared to 3, because, like, 3 just hits way too hard. Ah! Again, I love his attacks, too. Ooh! Well, yeah, he can also, again, block your buster shots, but it doesn't really come out that much. Oh! Oh, yeah, I forgot. He has a command grab. Anyway, before you're wondering, this is his weakness. Apparently it slashes his claws? But, yeah, I don't understand it. This is what these, this is what the weapon weaknesses I don't get. Is because he's, like, earth-themed and this is water-themed and, you know, it just dissolves his claws down? Your guess is honestly as good as mine on that one. But yeah, all I have here is the boot upgrades. No helmet, no body.
You got
You know, the black and yellow coloration's also pretty good. I like this. Twin Slasher. Shoots twin slashers forward into directions. This weapon has wide range capabilities, making it easier to hit the enemies. Yeah, we only have 3, so we're down a couple heart tanks, and we need more armor. So we're gonna continue. Now we're down to the final 3. And I know all 3 of these guys have armor pieces. I think... So if I go with you... You know what? We are going to go with Air Force. Because I may not have his weakness, which is going to make things harder, but he has an important upgrade we're going to need. He left off a space fortress to conquer the air. I mean, a space fortress to conquer the air is a little much.
Ready.
Also, the idea of, like, X hopping from plane to plane, just demolishing, like, you know, their boarding vessels and, like, you know, smaller carriers. Like, I like the idea here. Oh, hey, I forgot there was another ride armor here. I legitimately forgot there was another ride armor here. Oh. I also like how this thing can move while in the air. And unfortunately... Actually, we can jump up here, can we? Yeah, we can. Oh, just a health upgrade. Hopefully that please don't despawn the ride armor. Good. Oh, no, just despawns the enemies instead. But yeah, no. I still love how the ride armor has gone from, like, an equalizer to a force multiplier, and it is great. I'm all for this. Oh no, we have to move. Yeah, so that gets destroyed, there's no more hard upgrade. I've never been a fan of, you know, secrets that require you to, like, know ahead that you're supposed to grab it. I know. But it just feels, I know, cheap, unfair. Okay, you. We need to clear away some of these things now. Yeah, like, look at this. This is effortless. Okay, let's keep going. I think there's nothing on that one. Oh yeah, another UFO. That's something. I think we have to destroy something else if we're gonna get another bonus. No? Oh no, just, you know, fun little stomp around the ride armor. That's always good.
Ready.
So what else do we got? Oh, it's this part of the stage. Oh yeah. Big ass fucking... You know, since we're on, like, air support weapons, like, this kind of makes sense that, you know, X can just kind of storm his way through with, like, you know, massive beam weapons. Like, this is the shit I'd expect sci-fi Repliforce to have in order to, like, take out other vehicles. Because these things look like they just eviscerate the average thing. Fortunately, this is the hardest weapon upgrade for me to get. Oh no, oh no. Ooh! Oh no, 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 no. Ah! Yeah, because this one requires a bunch of precise platforming.
Ready.
Like, this is the hardest, like, upgrade for me to get every time. Yeah, still always been more of a charge shot guy over, you know, a flechette guy of just rapid fires. You know what? We haven't used Slash Beast's weapon yet. It's just a wide shot buster. Which is a shame. Like, it doesn't do as much, but I like this. It's simple, but it's effective. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Ooh! Oh, there we go. So the thing with the armor upgrades here, you can charge up to 4 blasts at a time with this arm module. It takes a while to charge, but you can fire a charged shot at any time you so wish with it. This arm module is also changeable. Yes, enter this capsule to change parts. So that's arm upgrade 1, where you get 4 shots. With this arm part, you can fire the plasma shot, which is effective against stronger enemies. If the shot hits the opponent, plasma is generated, which will cause additional damage to the enemy. This arm module is changeable. So yeah, we have 2 arm modules. Now, the thing is, like I said it before, I'm more of a charge shot guy than a rapid fire guy. This is more of the rapid fire weapon. This is more of the charge shot weapon. Thing is, I think there's an achievement. Oh no, can we please skip this? Now, the thing is, the charge shot module is actually so busted in this game, when this armor appears in other games, it is nerfed to shit. You know what, I'll show off this first. We'll show off this one first. But yeah, no, the arm upgrade is different. Buster's a lot different too, like it's black and red instead of... Black and red instead of everything else. And if you played X5 or 6, and X has the 4th armor, this looks impressive and familiar. And this will chunk most enemies. And even some bosses, because like the plasma residue it leaves behind, like obliterates things. This, to me, hints that, one, they had both 2 really good ideas for charge shots on the drawing board, but they didn't know which one to go with. This also implies to me that they had maybe 2 sets of armor planned for this game, but were cut out due to time constraints and, Zero kind of took over. Because, again, a red and black armor scheme that, still changes color with you, that still works. Like, this blends in pretty, thoroughly with the armor. It makes me wonder if there's, going to be another alternate armor in development that got cut due to time. And I wonder what those abilities would be. But mostly because of how busted it is, and I still think that this is also very strong, and you still got charge more, I'm gonna pick this. And more to the point, it's color coordinated. That's what's caused me to keep with this one. So yeah, it also lets you store charge shots. There we go. Onward to the mini-boss. Yeah, this is where, the actual, This is where the actual, plasma shot would have been insanely good for. Oh, no. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a little slow on the uptake. But no, I like this. I think this seems like a natural, This seems like to be a natural conclusion for all the armor upgrades in X1 and 2. Because it always has been just, more charge shots. That's what it does. That's what it's, that's what, That's what it's been for, ever since X2. You get, a 3rd level strong charge in X1, then you get another one, and then another one. This just seems like, the end goal here. Where you just have 4 very powerful charge shots on tap. But yeah, it does take a while, and it is a little slow. Plasma shot would have just melted this. And also, of course, you get to charge your Buster weapons. So that, and it also, since we now have a number that shows us how many shots we get, since, we're going from ticks to bars, we can show off what these do now, which, I'm gonna take the liberty to do so. Because we don't have this guy's weakness. How dare you destroy my unit? You'll pay for this with your life. Okay. So, yeah. Unfortunately, Storm Owl has a lot of armor. But yeah, I really do like... Whoa. I really do like Web Spider's charge attack. This one just works as a basic screen clear. Not that effective, but it's gonna get deal with enemies. Oh. Soul Body. Yeah, full invulnerability. Not as good on bosses, but it gives you a decent screen clear. Oh. Stingrays. Yeah, lets you just fire a split shot. And lastly, Slash Beast. Yeah, just a big, piss-off wave shot. Unfortunately, we don't have any of Al's weapons. Since Al gets a ton of Mercy invincibility. Oh, no. Whoops. Honestly, it makes a store charge shot to be the better option here. No. This is it. Yeah, that grab is what Owl pretty much uses to just eviscerate you. So now that we kind of showed it off in a boss fight. Unfortunately, the boss charge weapons aren't that useful in other boss fights except what you're weak to. But it does give you a lot more utility during the levels. I know, I've always found, like, in the X series in general, a lot of the chargeable weapons, a lot of the chargeable boss weapons just seem ineffective. Or at the very least, they're too impractical. Oh, no, too close to the ground. Oh yeah, the cycle attack. Forgot he had this. Where are you coming from? Really? Okay. Seemed a little confused. I was expecting him to commit to something there, not gonna lie. Yeah, I really need to jump up. Center stage seems to be the best spot to be in. Where are you coming from? No, you're gonna go back and forth on this again? Oh, no. They managed to bait him out. But yeah, at the very least, this gives me at least time to either restock on charge shots or, be a bit more proactive with my openings. This this upper platform's just high enough to be a real pain and just very hard to, catch up. Can't quite catch on to this. If it was a little lower, I think it'd be... Oh yeah, this attack. Ooh. Storm Owl is like one of those bosses who are basic, like simple, but I think he's actually one of the simple attacks, but they're effective and just, I wouldn't say overtuned or anything, just effective and oppressive enough that it sets the pace for his fight on the way he wants to do it, and becomes a lot harder to play around him, especially with that, upper latch. Zero, this is, I think, the one boss fight in the game that Zero has a much easier time with, because his movement isn't as committal. Oh. Ah, shit. That, and again, his little force field also makes it... Whoa. Wait, whoa, I can't believe I hit him from there. There we go. Like I kind of want to be here. Oh shit, way too soon. Ah, damn it. Whoa, 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 duck. You know what, it is time to get serious. Why don't we E-tank this one? Come on, up we... Nope. Oh, damn it. Yeah, that saved us. That at least didn't kill me. Oh, there we go. Yeah, his attacks, hit the hardest. Like, I'd say pound for pound of... What the... Oh, shit, I didn't even... What? Oh, no. No. Really? What? I did not know he had this attack. I legitimately did not know he had this attack.
Ready.
Okay. Okay, I did not know we could do that. Okay, so they randomly spawned in, the worst possible spot. Okay, charge shot, here we go. Yeah, that works. Pans it out a bit. But yeah, no, holy shit. Now let's see how well this works. Works actually pretty good. Blech. I wonder, no, it won't crawl up. Nope. Unfortunately, laser... Frost Tower doesn't really beat, you know, screen-clearing laser. Oh, on the other hand, though, that works really well. Just need to get a little closer. Oh, fuck. This just chunks him. I need to get stupidly close. Yeah, no, that doesn't trip Mercy invincibility. Damn. Yeah, I just found Frost Tower just a bit of a letdown of a weapon, but I could be wrong on this one. Did we fully charge our E-Tank? No, not even close. Okay, so we're down an E-Tank. Down an E-Tank and doing a much harder fight. I mean, we got the upgrade we need, and we got a health boost as well, but I kind of need to take this guy out. Because again, just jumping up here as X, like, it is really hard. That hitbox is very, very, precise. Where are you coming from? Oh. We'll get another couple of shots up and ready to go. And I kind of have to, like, jump at the apex of my height. Oh, that pierces through. That's good to know. The time we have there, we can fully stock up on charges. You gonna do your attack? Yeah, okay, we can space that out a bit. Good to know. Nope. Get up here. Nope. Oh no, not this again. Ugh. Yeah, it... You know, I'm gonna say this. At least we've gone from, like, another kind of tubby bird to going as, like, a joke to, like, a legitimate threat of a boss. Because, like, Chill Penguin kind of fits this guy's, like, body description. But he's also... But this guy hits like a truck. Oh, no! Like, those tornadoes as a whole. Like, I had to be on point. Ah. Yeah, he also does not give himself much opportunities to, you know, charge back up again. Oh no, not this again. Ah! Oh wow, that is cutting it really close.
Ready.
Yeah, I have no idea he could use that move. But yeah, no, Zero gets an ability to double jump, so that makes this fight, like, traversing this fight and, you know, getting in, aggressive, a lot easier on this guy. Fortunately, we don't always have that privilege. Now, if there's one game, like, classic Mega Man game I haven't played and I kind of want to, it's Mega Man and Bass. Because I like Bass's moveset. Nope. I like Bass's moveset in a lot of games that he appears in, but I never played the one where he made his, like, grand debut. So I think a more mobile, but less, like, upwardly aggressive, like, gun-based, ow. Yeah, that's about an eighth of my health. Yeah, much more, well, really? No, never mind, that's a quarter of my health at this point. Yeah, and I can only chip him for so little. Oh, not this shit again. There we go. Nope. Okay, can we try... Yeah, just if that platform was a little lower. Okay, let's see if he attack him while he's doing that. Ooh. Comes a lot easier. Whoa, no! Come on. No! Really? Ah! So yeah, at this point, it's literally do or die. No, okay, I could have clutched that. I could have clutched that, but I didn't move properly. Shat the bed there. Okay, take 3, let's go. Yeah, I generally think this guy's like the second... Depending on like what day, I think this guy's like the Maverick who gives me the most trouble or the second most trouble throughout the day. In this game, depending on the day. I guess say maybe, well, damn it. Yeah, there goes half my health. Or no, quarter my health. So at least if I shoot him out of that attack, at least gets him to piss off. Dick! At least that pierces through pretty easily. Okay, yeah, getting better at least jumping on this platform. Yeah, no, I never really paid much attention to this platform up here. But now that it's here, it's just... If that hitbox was a little, well, better. Yeah, the collision on this was a bit better, a bit more noticeable. I don't think this fight would be as hard, or be a bit more easy to intuit. Oh, no, 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 ow! Not this shit again. No! Ah! Don't do this shit again. Yeah. Fortunately, his armor just kind of nullifies all that. Not this shit again. Ah, shit. Oh, no, he changes direction. Of course he does. Okay. Oh, yo! Yo, I can't believe I sniped him off screen. Yo, okay. I could not have done that again if I tried. That was a fluke. That was a fluke shot. I could never do that again in a million years. I'll take it. Do I get the satisfaction of looking at him when I blow his, little birdie peek out of the sky? No. Fires vacuum cyclones left and right. Most effective when surrounded by the enemy facing against skyborne enemies. Still wish we got like a little animation. So we have half of our health tanks and most of our weapons. We still need the armor pieces. Well, we need 2 armor pieces, and there's 2 more stages left. So you know what? We are gonna go against Cyber Peacock. We're gonna leave the traitor for last. This seems fitting. This is who I think is the hardest fight in the game for the Mavericks. Lives in cyberspace and wants to destroy the network system. Now, the whole gimmick of this stage... This isn't just, a basic cyberspace stage. Even though I always love cyberspace stages in most games. Okay. This is what I get for trying to cheese the whole thing. Because this thing's entire thing is that you have to S-rank these platforming sessions by not getting trapped and by speedrunning the fuck out of it. S-rank. And by S-ranking stuff, you get rewards. But yeah, just to show off Storm Owl's attack for X. One is a worse version of Storm Eagle's attack, and this attack is just kind of eh. I don't think it's the greatest. No. Because all these things really do, they don't hurt much, but they slow you the fuck down. Come on. There we go. Still S-rank. Good. E-tank. Perfect. And for the last one that we have to hurry our way through, it's going to be an armor piece. Actually, we're gonna get Slash Beast's weapon. Damn it! Oh. Nope. Whoop. Come on, come on, keep hurrying. No, 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 come on, come on, come on, come on. I have no idea how much time we have. Oh no, this is it. Yeah, no, that's death. We'll continue. We have to start the stage from scratch, but we don't have to worry about the time crunch as much. And a part of me is kind of regretting the multi-shot just because it takes just a little bit longer to get a slightly weaker shot going for you. Like, I need that... When I need a charge shot out, I need it out. But hey, at least after, like, this charge, I get, like, 4 pretty powerful shots back-to-back. The thing is, enemies have Mercy invincibility, so it doesn't really help as much as you think. And again, when I change stages, it disappears. At the very least, we now have some more health. Oh. So you're going to appear in block number 2. Nope. Not gonna just plow through it, I just want to avoid things. I guess this kind of makes sense for, like, a hacker or something, because, you know... Again, if you're hacking something, you want to get to a network safely and quickly. Like, you don't want to spend much time fighting in firewalls or something, you know? That just gives you more time to get caught. Like, the longer you stay in network, like, the easier it is for, like, you know... I'd say, like, people, like, pull you out. I know, I'm not much of a programmer, you know... not much. No, I can't program, and I know nothing really about cybersecurity. But it seems to me like, whoa. It seems to me that, whoa, no, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Okay, come on, up we go. Nope, no, we are, come on, jump. Hurry up, we're almost there. Okay, just made it, but we made it. And we get... You know how he's saying about, you know, Megaman X helmet upgrades never work out. They're always badly designed. They're not that good. X4 legitimately has the best helmet in the game for what it does, and I'm so pissed it doesn't show up in any later entries, because it does it so well. This is the best helmet in the entire series. This helmet does everything you need. And here's what it does. This module will improve your special weapons abilities. It should reduce your special weapon energy requirements to near 0. You can now use your special weapons as often as you want. Like, yeah, no. Just imagine a Megaman X game where, you know, using your special weapons. I always seem to get the body pieces last. I'm not sure why I always have a hard time with the chest armor. It's just the one thing I can never get rid of, like, get. On the same time, though, the head for X here. I like how the 4th armor only just has, like, a small detail on the ears and the front with the crest of his helmet. It still shows up like the rest of the blue, and I really wish more of his helmet designs took a page out of this. But yeah, the best part about any X game is, again, the weapons you get, or like any Mega Man game, really. But the thing is, they're either, 1, constrained by their ammo usage, or 2, situational to be really beneficial. Well, if you ever have the ammo usage, you can pretty much spam these as much as you want or need. And again, it just works. The only thing that this helmet will use up, I'm not going to use this one, is if you charge. It will use up your charge shots. But at that point, that's all you really need. That is a fair trade-off, because your charged weapons are so impractical anyway, you're only going to save them for special circumstances, or if you're really wanting to nuke a boss that's weak to them. So saving this to, like, you know, do special nuke encounters for bosses where you really need to clutch, that works. I think that's great. I think this is legitimately, like, a great upgrade. And it's a shame. For all the other X games I played, no other weapon has came close to peaking like this. Oh yeah, I love shit like this. Like, gravity themes are always fun for me. Because again, you can do, like, fun shit like this. And hey, it's cyberspace. But it's legitimately space this time. You know what? I might actually steal this background. there another button here? No. Ooh, there we go. Ah! And again, they can also trip you up like that. This is fun. Unfortunately, as much as I like Web Spider's like attack, I don't think its like utility comes in as often as it should. Really hard to aim it precisely. Oh. Yeah, nothing else back... Whoa, this way. Okay, yeah, so... They can actually, you know, go back and, you know, readjust these to what you need them to be. Still, I think it's a fun... Oh, that's where they teleport back to. But yeah, no, I really like abstract levels in general. And cyberspace lets you go, you know, all out on it. Like, you get to go balls to the walls, do whatever you want. It's cyberspace. It's insane. Go nuts. So, Cyber Peacock. Hardest Maverick in the game for me to fight. His potential is limitless? Not possible. Who are you? Why are you doing this? To me. I was ordered to test your special abilities. It's quite simple. What? Prepare yourself. But yeah, no, not with Repliforce, so I wonder who could be hiring this guy. So yeah, Cyber Peacock's like main pattern. This is simple enough. Maybe wondering, what's so hard about this? You know, pretty close AoE, he's throwing nothing but the equivalent of Hadoukens and anti-airs. And a committal ground move. What's so hard about this? Whoa, ouch. Aside from the fact he also hits like a truck. Well, the first phase isn't so hard. And the fact he's also, you know, teleporting everywhere. Whoa. Yeah, it's the teleport spam that just makes it really hard to pin down some of these guys. And unlike Owl, he is a lot easier just to put a lot of follow-up shots on. Nice try. I also like how dramatic he is. You know, whenever he does like this little slam on the ground. Man, should now be with the anti-air. So yeah, that's just me mostly being kind of reckless and trying to buster only. But yeah, no, it's a pretty straightforward fight, so you may be wondering what's so hard about this. Well, you'll see. Oh! Maybe if I go to the other side, just play more center stage. Well, maybe I'll have to hit him. Whoa! Yeah, very committal. Ow. Okay, not having this go again. Whoa. Yeah, no, he... Like, that one move hits like a truck. But again, that's mostly me being reckless and kind of stupid. This move. Because these things will just keep homing on you, and they hurt. They hurt, and they, you know, just leave a bunch of explosive stuff that hit just as badly. I have such a hard time dodging it that the only way I really deal with it is just, you know, soul body him. And it just messes up with his programming enough that it knocks him out of the move. Again, another weakness I don't understand. Oh. Our weakness, again, I just don't understand. I don't get what the logic here is. No, we don't. Yeah, you can just scramble into nothingness. But yeah, Cyber Peacock. Hardest fight in the game just because, again, well, attacks I always have issues in platformers. Stuff that rebounds and hits me, or stuff that homes onto me. And when they home onto you and just deny area, it's like next to impossible like to keep up. Thing is though, Cyber Peacock I think has my favorite weapon in this game, and I think one of the best weapons in this game. And we can use it infinite times now. Move the cursor to lock on enemies. Attacks the enemy with the aiming laser. So now we have most of the hearts, all the E-tanks, and all we're missing is one weapon and a few heart tanks. And we gotta take down a traitor. So before we do, I am going to take another fairly quick BRB. Limber up, freshen up, get some more water, and I will be right back. Fitting. I defeated a computer virus, and I came back to a song that's played during a fight against computer virus. We are back, and with that, we are going to be taking on Magma Dragoon and turning this traitor into justice. In the volcano. I mean, yeah, he's a dragon. What do you expect? He betrayed the irregular hunters and hid himself inside a volcano. You see, what I heard, that's just, unfortunately, that's poor translation, which sucks. Because again, Maverick and Irregular, yeah, they're technically synonyms. I thought the Irregular Hunters was like a unit of like the Maverick Hunters. And basically they specialize like, you know, taking care of like, you know, more unorthodox threats. But no, it's just a mistranslation of Maverick Hunters. I'm kind of glad that this game keeps, despite being like a port job, and honestly it feels like a pretty good port job. You know what, one thing since I've been doing the Legacy Collection here, this port job actually sounds really good. Like, everything plays like how it should. I'm not noticing, like, any differences from the versions I'm playing compared to what was released. Which I think is, like, you know, that is something, like, worthy in of itself, you know? Like, it's good to see it, because, again, this doesn't feel like I'm missing out on anything. The only, like, real, like, the only real, you know, hang-up, a noticeable change I've seen throughout this whole game was the fact that they used a different version of Megaman X4 than the one I used to play. And that's it. And even then, I think it's fairly accurate. Like, nothing here seems out of the ordinary. Everything plays nice, looks nice. And, you know, I have to give Capcom credit where credit's due. I think they're the only publisher... Whoa. Yeah, X, get serious. I think they're the only publisher... Ow. Who, you know, have, like, a good consistency when it comes to... Whoa. But they have a good consistency when it comes to their games and ports. Like, they make sure that there is a way for you to play these games. So, unfortunately, there's no enemies for me to use the regular version of this beam weapon on. And there's no more X to even demo the charge shot anymore. Great. So let's demo X's charge shot again. Or at least I can start demoing this. Yeah, no, you just swipe it by. It's a homing weapon. Ow. And, like, for most weaker enemies, it pretty much annihilates them pretty quickly. Like, it just zaps. It's like it's the equivalent of this game's death rate. Again, against, like, stronger enemies. Again, against stronger enemies that have, like, projectiles to destroy, it's not as effective. But you sweep this into, like, a group of most enemies here, you'll destroy them pretty quickly. Like, this is, like, the ultimate trash-cleaning weapon in this game. It's really good. Oh, okay, up here. Ow. Yeah, that didn't work out as planned. Yes, X, please get serious. Huh, for once this doesn't obliterate everything. Ow! I was about to say, hey, I feel pretty safe here. I was about to say, I can't waste this, I'll run out of ammo, but wait, infinite ammo! Don't have to worry about it anymore.
Ready.
It's great. I know, I think this is, I honestly think, Crayfish's, Crush Crawfish's weapon does this, at least does this type of attack a lot better, because you can move while shooting, it doesn't really hold you in place all that much. No, you're not really working around anything. You know what? At least it does enough damage. But, I mean, the fact that it keeps X kind of, you know, preoccupied. Oh. Can I? Well, not get hit by a massive meteor for starters. I mean, it's not... I mean, it takes down a right armor guy, and honestly, pretty good amount of hits. Like, only 3 shots to take care of right armor? That's pretty good, seeing how tanky the right armor characters normally are. Come on. There we... Oh, okay, it's literally just air dash. But yeah, no, against, like, enemies that are airborne, it's too... Yeah, against enemies that are airborne, it's just too stiff and too stubby to be like a good anti-air weapon. Because it takes a bit for it to actually come out. So I want to fire. 3 minutes, like 1, 2. It takes 2 seconds to like reach the apex of its height. Yeah, so again, it takes a little too long to get going. So like that's a big trade. You know what? Nope. Ow. You know what? No, I know for a fact there's somewhere else we have to be. Oh, woo. Boosh! I do not want that. Yeah, I'm glad, again, the ultra tanky enemies of X3, and a lot of them are, like, designed. Like, this is the only, like, super tanky enemy here. I've always had a hard time kind of, like, reading this thing as, like, what I'm supposed to be looking at. There we go. So, yeah, in order to break this down, yeah, you need the arm upgrade. And finally, body armor. Equipped with this new body module X, this body part absorbs damage inflicted by enemies and will gradually accumulate within. Once filled to capacity with energy, you can now execute the invincible Nova Strike. However, a single use will consume all your energy store, so use it only to roll through the tight situations. I wonder if this also like decreases damage, or if it's just for the Nova Strike. So now the 4th armor is complete. And yeah, we have 1 use of the Nova Strike. This is X's like ultimate move. This is his Giga Attack. This is everything and anything and everything he stands for in terms of power. And I don't think he really peaks anywhere else when it comes to like his weaponry. This has become iconic for reasons like you'll see later, like in post-game. Oh, hey! Boss fight time. And you know what? The fact that we can bring Ride Armor to a boss fight for a change, great. I really wish we could do this in a Vile fight. X. We've arrived. Dragoon, why'd you betray the HQ? You'll have to defeat me first. But we're allies. So naive. Listen closely. I let the Sky Lagoon fall. And I do it again. That is like the most evil, that is literally the most mustache-twirling, basic-ass evil shit you can do. You could say, yes, I committed a mass slaughter of a city, and I do it again. No, those were innocent people. You're not Dragoon, just a maverick. Got that right. Power up, X. It's time you showed me what you can do. And he is our resident Street Fighter. This is our resident Street Fighter fight. Yeah, he throws Shoryukens at you. And also... Oh shit, this thing's almost destroyed. It survived the lava. I think there was a... You know what? I'm actually going to do this, because I think there's an achievement for beating Mega Dragoon in the Ride Armor. So I'm gonna try to do that at least once. Gonna give that at least one attempt. If not, we are going to finish him off with a Nova Strike, because we got this new toy. I want to use it. That's like, every time you get a new upgrade or anything like this, you want to use it. Yeah, no, even then, like, our charge shot upgrades would just melt the armor anyway. Oh. Oh, no we don't. 3, there we go. You know what? I'm just not bothering. We can jump over him, we're gonna jump over him. Whoa! Dang it, I want to save as many hits as I can. There we go. Oh. Ooh, a nice. That was. I love it when I can get like a double hit on like the air slash there. Because like that is just so satisfying. Anyway, let's take this. Let's try this again. Take it a little bit more, not as stupid. Oh. 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 2, 3. Oh, no. You know what? We can also do this, and the right armor doesn't take any damage. Whoa! Ah! Oh, this thing's almost destroyed. Now, Dragoon's weakness is, of course, the air. Because, you know, as a resident Shoto clone, okay, if he decides to do his invulnerable, well, Shoryuken on Wake Up. Yeah, if he tries to do the Shoryuken on Wake Up and you whiff, okay, what better way to punish him than with an anti-air? Again, in a series that loves Street Fighter, like, that references Street Fighter all the time, it only makes sense that we have a boss that starts throwing Hadoukens at you. And of course, it's the first dragon. Yeah, you see? And let's finish him off with a Nova Strike. Just I think it's fitting. Nova Strike him in half. He gets to use his ultimate move, we get to use ours. I'm a little disappointed he doesn't have like a Raging Demon or something. I think that's just come full circle. You are strong, X. Such a waste. Why, Dragoon? Always wanted to fight you. Then he appeared, and... He appeared who? Told me to work for Repliforce to goad you into fighting. You did it just so you could fight me? That is the most Street Fighter coded answer you could possibly get. Also, while I'm here, I think Megaman Dragoon's hand... Like, this game has amazing, and I mean amazing sprite work, but Megaman Dragoon's hand just looks so out of place. Like, a pixel of 2 colors, just... Like, every part of this, like, looks kind of sad and pathetic as, you know, his body's, like, blown to pieces. And he's just looking at you, saying his dying breath, and his hand just looks... You hate to see it. Was worth it for a final duel. Yeah, keep in mind, this guy genocide, or not really genocide, this guy massacred an entire city to get this fight, and it was worth it for him. He could have just asked. I mean, no, X doesn't like fighting, but still. Yeah, unfortunately, Dragoon is the coolest Maverick in this game, and just a generally fun fight.
You got it.
It's a fun fight that feels fair, which is hard. Shoots fire energy vertically. Effective against all airborne enemies. Some objects may be burned by this attack as well. But we're gonna save this. So all we're missing now is 2 heart pieces. I know where one is. I forget where the other one is. The Rebel Force has begun assembling. Where are they? Spaceport. They plan to take off into space. I mean, everything's in space. And this guy does answer the question of Rebel Force, like, what their end goal is. Like, where's the land they can take? Oh, space. They're going into space. Everyone goes to space. Hurry, we have to stop the Colonel. So before we take on the spaceport, we are going to get the extra health. Not military train, biolab, marine base, cyberspace, air force, and the volcano. So it's literally Frost Walrus' stage and Web Spider stage. Now, another fun thing is that once the Mavericks are dead, you don't get their intro again because they're dead. Meanwhile, Rising Fire for X. This is a cool sprite, and I like what it does here. Also, at this point, you can't really hover. Again, unfortunately, X's pretty much all white at this point. So, yeah, you lose out again. You lose out on the palette. And that's the one thing I like about the X series, okay? Or Megaman as a concept. You get cool color palettes, and I will eat those up. Like, Anton Blast still sticks with me because you had to get multiple, you gotta get multiple color palettes. It's great. I want all of them. But unfortunately, like, even though you can use this, and unfortunately my control setup means, like, I can't really charge shot all that well and, like, use this attack. Actually, I wonder. There's gotta be at least something. I forget what it takes to actually kill this, this game's, like, you know, little speedster. Every time we hit, it seems to cycle through its speed. No? Ah, there's no way this thing's invulnerable. Oh yeah, the ground chasing that hits the ground-bound enemy. That makes sense. Honestly, should have thought about that. But no, unfortunately, unlike the other X games, even if you unlock everything, it just makes the game easier. You don't get, like, any secret bonuses that you can get, like, in either the Sigma stages or through something really cryptic. It's just sad. Which is really disappointing, because this game introduces X's coolest armor that, like, sticks with him. It's X's armor. That throughout the series gets referenced all the time. But you never get it. Oh, well, yeah, of course the mermaid Repliforce enemy would be immune to the Stingray. That kind of makes sense. Again, the horrible, you know, notion that we have fake wood. I don't even know, like, I'm just hoping that that's just a steel core to help, you know, what other trees exist in this timeline or this setting to just grow. I really hope it's just that. Unfortunately, the filter for this game really kind of fails. Really fails here. If you get a really precise shot, this can do a lot of damage, but it doesn't really do it all that much. Again, maybe some enemies also have weaknesses to weapons in this game. I just don't know them. I doubt it, but it's very much a possibility. Okay, you know what? Let's see if this works. Yeah, that makes things a lot easier. I think I'm severely underestimating how effective Frost Tower is. Like, it's been, aside from its well, repulsively short range, it's been nothing but effective. Go. Now we're gonna need this eventually. Oh, before I forget, let's show off this. Let's show off Rising Fire. Yeah, we get at least the Shoryuken as a normal attack now. Yeah, no more snakes. Again, just a straight vertical shot. I feel like it's a little stiff, like way too stiff to be effective. And again, way too many few shots in the base game. Like, without the upgrade, like, 12 shots on this is not worth it. Or 18, I should say. This, on the other hand... Well, you know what? Screen clear it. Not the most damaging, but still cool that I can pull that off. You know what? I kind of want to see how this works, too. Oh yeah, no, that just cuts everything out. When the weapons tank is filled up, unfortunately with the weapon tank existing and this helmet upgrade existing, the weapon energy tank just seems kind of useless unless you really need more charge shots. After that point, it just becomes a lot less effective. But yeah, since these trees are rotting, it appears they're rotting anyway, we can actually start burning some of this away. Underneath this, heart tank. I also love how the embers are just kind of slowly crystalling there. But with that, that's everything we need here. So we're going to escape. And now, lastly, we get to go with Frost Walrus and finally take care of this guy.
Ready!
Say hello to Blizzard Buffalo one more time. Oh, slippery. Actually, before we forget, since we have both E-tanks, we might as well use this time to fully upgrade them. Just get a ton of health upgrades up here. Oh yeah, of course the ice enemy is immune to this. We can easily make this jump. Okay, first, let's get Stingray's weapon out. Just because, again, we have a lot more ground-bounded enemies. Yeah, this is also on these screens. I'm not sure how it appears on your end, but unfortunately the filter that this game uses, it's not as effective. Like, you start to see the CRT scan line. Sometimes it works, other times it doesn't. Which, again, disappointing. Oh. Disappointing, but what do you expect? Of course, everything here is weak to the fire. Also, the snow, like, kind of appearing and melting away, I'm not sure how I feel about it, like, as a gimmick. Like, I know, it works, but I don't get where, like, I don't understand where this is coming from, you know, I think it kind of lacks the context here. And at least the, you know, the, like, sudden flash freeze bird that appears, the sudden flash freeze bird that appears and kind of messes things up. At least, you know, that makes sense. You know, this is a weapons factory doing a top secret, you know, Arctic weapon. Having something that just, you know, freezes everything and just is like, you know, a massive explosion. Yeah, that works. That makes sense. At least you could also grind out lives and, you know, E-tank stuff at this stage if you really need it. Ooh. Let's see where everything else is. So I don't think it's up on any of these walls. I do not remember where Frost Walrus's heart is. At least the heart tank. Oh. Okay, Oh, I forgot that existed! Oh, you know what? This is the perfect time. I forgot that's a thing. Yeah, no, that is the extra life tank. We now start each level with, 4 lives. Nope. Actually, I haven't shown off the charge version of this yet. Yeah, just a big piss-off beam. Yeah, it also works as, like, a great screen clear against a bunch of weaker enemies. You kind of have to know it's coming up to use it. But I mean, like, look at this. This just literally wipes everything. Oop. But no, this works really well. I really like, is it arming laser? Yeah, aiming laser. Aiming laser. Aiming laser is definitely my favorite weapon in this entire game. But Frost Tower, now that I, like, use it more, I think I slept on it a lot. Like, I really, really underrated how good Frost Tower is if you use it in the right spot. Wonder how much the Shoryuken will do to this thing. No, firefighting against nice type. Not the worst, not the best. Oh. Let's do some other... Nope, this is just straight up immune. About what I expected. Also what I expect. You know what? Center stage, let's go. Because, yeah, that takes up a huge area. I also like how it's a callback to, I also like how it's a bit of a callback to, what was it? Web Spiders. I guess it's a callback to Web Spiders' boss fight. Oh, this also chips him up really good. Holy shit. Wow, that worked surprisingly well. Then again, I guess you are carving up an ice sculpture. Makes sense, I guess. Yeah, where is Frost Walrus's heart tank? That just so you know, to clear up any and all ice in the way. I know, it feels like a compulsion at this point, you know? Like, sometimes, like, you see a plane of ice in winter, like, or a frozen over puddle. And I think this says something about the human condition to some degree, where, you know, you'll see, like, the beauty and stillness of a perfectly encased bit of ice in a lake, right? Like, it's just nature's perfect serenity. You don't need to destroy it, you don't need to mess with it at all. But yet, yet there's a compulsion and a need. What that need is, I will never understand why. You don't need to. You're not losing out on anything. But it's still there, always. This gives me the same kind of thing as, you know, wanting to destroy a lake of ice. Let's keep on chunking our way through everything here. Because, again, I want to see everything. No more ice. Oh, he just spawned out of nowhere, literally. I wonder if my Nova Strike's back. Yeah, Nova Strike comes back quick. Then again, I'm taking a lot of damage. Oh. Yeah, no, I just have to. At this point, it's a bad compulsion. Since I have unlimited ammo to do this with, I'm going to use it. I have infinite bullets, I'm going to take infinite shots. Because eventually you're going to hit if you have unlimited ammo, you're going to hit everything eventually. There. I think I got most of it out. I think I got most of it out of my system. Yeah. It's out of my system. I think that's everything. No, there's more. There, that's all the ice. That is literally all the ice in this section. I don't think there was absolutely zero need for me to do that, aside from the fact I'm trying to comb the level for what I need to find. I think it has something to do with these flash freeze enemies. Again, it is a good thing I double checked this level, because I forgot about the extra life tank. I know the first one's coming up. Oh, no! Okay. I need to find something that can just... You know what? I think I have nothing better to instantly put this thing out than just my charge shots. No! Oh, I faced the wrong way, damn it! Okay, plan C. Okay, good. There's gotta be one more. No! Okay. Well, up here maybe? Oh, yeah, no. I don't remember. That's where the boss... Yeah, that's a boss door. I'm just gonna die out here, see if it's somewhere else I missed.
Ready.
Okay, so that's taken care of. I think I... Did I get the heart tank? Okay. Place I got the heart tank. I know I didn't get the heart tank here. I know, I think using all the special weapons, like, with Reckless Abandon, I think is one of the best parts of, like, the Megaman games, even though this is just effective. Though this is just as effective. I know, I like the idea of swapping between everything. I know, if you have weapons, I want to use weapons. Like, I want to have a preference. Like, it's... I'm gonna say... No, we're not gonna say this. The thing is, with weapons or games that have, like, large arsenals, you're eventually gonna default to whatever, like, works the most practically in the most amount of situations, right? But at the same time, I want at least the freedom to, like, you know, decide what that is. And again, Megaman X4, this isn't complete with Megaman X4. I think this X4 does this really well. I think X4 does that extraordinarily well. The game that comes to mind that I think of is Doom Eternal, where it forces you to, like, cycle through everything and use, like, Pokemon-esque style weaknesses. Now, this is, like, shooter adjacent, because, you know, X, you know, at least uses, you know, a buster, which is, you know, arm cannon gun adjacent, at least. So yeah, it's not here. So that means I've missed it. So it's somewhere earlier in the level, probably in the first part of the level. So that's where I would think. I think it's where it should be. So we're gonna escape and leave. I do wish there was, like, you know... I wish this had a checklist, at least on the save screen. Maybe it does. Maybe it does, actually, once you stack everything up. Because heart pieces I have. Just got Spider, got Peacock, got you. Definitely got you. Got you. Got you. Got you. So yeah, just Frost Walrus. So I need to find out where Frost Walrus is. Or at least where his heart piece went to. Oh, so you know what? Let's take the low road instead. Let's take the low road and try to find where I missed. Oh, shit! I didn't even know that could kill you. Yeah, I found, like, 2 new things today. 1, the ice that forms here can just instantly give you. And 2, Storm Eagle has a Giga attack. Oh, of course. No wonder why I missed the damn thing. Yeah, let's get the hell out of here. We now have everything that we need. Maybe steal an extra life. You know what? Since this actually acts as another jump, you know what? Let's have a wee bit of fun. Because this actually makes some of these jumps a lot more easier. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I can just keep spamming this. And yeah, all of our tanks are filled too. And our health doesn't matter. Yeah, all our tanks are full. And again, we don't have to worry about weapons. We're good. All our tanks, everything. Let's do this. Let's go to the spaceport, and now we're finally going to take down... Ooh, I like this theme. Unfortunately, as much as I like the sprite and its detail, this does kind of seem like Krusty and JPEG-y. I know, on my resolution it looks kind of tacky. Maybe on your end it looks a lot better. After, you know, after all the compression. Maybe I should have swapped out to the other arm upgrade as well, but kind of made our choice on this one. Whoa. You know what? We actually have a ton of weak enemies. Let's start signal beaming everyone, or aiming laser. Yeah, signal beam's a Pokemon move. Oh, they're immune. That's good to know. Oh yeah, like, at this point the tri-shot upwards, that works. Okay, I think Rising Fire is being a lot more effective than I thought it would be. If I can't make that jump after that, I'm just gonna web it. I'd lightning web that, just to move easier. I feel like there's a boss coming up. Or... yeah, that worked. Oh yeah, I forgot. If you get hit with the arming laser, you lose it. It also hits like a good angle. Oh. I wish I could cycle through these a lot faster. Like, if I remembered, you probably could. Oh. I'm surprised that one didn't hit me. Generally surprised that missed. That takes care of that. And hey, we're at the boss with barely any damage to our names. Let's take on the Colonel, and let's, since we have all the weapons, we can try to see if he's actually weak to anything else aside from Frost Tower. He's definitely gonna have a few new tricks. We've leveled up, we've grinded. Okay, yeah, he teleported on lasers, so yeah, he definitely picked up a few new tricks. Colonel, step back. I'll stop anyone who tries to interfere with our independence. Enough of this. It's only an illusion. You hunters will never be able to. Understand us. Get ready, X.
Show me what you've got.
Okay. Let's try this again. So we get another familiar attack pattern. Oh. No, for a lot of... oh, he's saying Energy Breaker. I thought he was saying Energy Deliver for some reason. And honestly, if the wall's here, this fight's actually a lot easier. Oh. I thought he was saying Energy Deliver for the longest time. Oh, maybe this will actually do something. Nope. Yeah, nope. Rising Fire? Nope. And we've already tried this. Actually, you know what? I wonder. Wait for him to do this thing. Yeah, you can't charge shot. This is cool, but also very impractical. So yeah, it's tower. And yeah, sounds like I can spam this with impunity now. Hopefully that flash for energy breaker isn't hurting people. Yeah, I'm surprised that got through. Oh. So wait a minute. He's gonna do his 1, 2, 3. Oh, he's shooting a lot faster now. Yeah, he shoots that a lot faster now. So yeah, no. It's either dash, or, you know, they gave X walls to climb up. This is essentially what happened, what it takes to, like, no-diff X. The moment he has walls to, like, wall climb up, it's over. That's why, you know, that's why Storm Owl was so hard. He's like, you know what? No, I'm gonna fly. No wall jumping. X always, you know, X wall jumps to, like, nobody, to everything. Ow. I'm gonna get serious indeed. Oh, shit. Yeah, come on, do your attack. Ow. No, he's really flicking energy breaker. 2, 3. There we go. They need to charge up. Yo, they even change X's. I love how in every game when X gets, like, his armor and they give him, like, a little head sprite and, like, face sprite, it actually changes it. It's details like this I always love and always love seeing. Impressive, but it's too late. What? The Replo Force has already left for space. I'm beaten, but the Replo Force will never perish. Reploid's nation will be born in the vastness of space. I mean, if they just piss off to nowhere space and live in space the rest of their lives, I mean, as long as they have energy, like, ways to capture that, that's good. These guys can live forever. Like, if they can, like, repair themselves, you know, keep parts from overheating or cutting down, their life is, like, much longer than humans. Space travel could work for them. Especially if, you know, they find a way, like, to, you know, like, prop up next to a sun or near a sun and get solar power. That's near constant energy that they can go between. And at that point, they can just, you know, drive off if they really need to ditch something. Colonel? No, Colonel's dead. So he stayed behind in order to make sure that everyone else got to space. It's a shame. Man, unfortunately, he's the reason why, you know, this entire thing kicked off, but you can't help but feel sorry for the guy. He truly was dedicated to the cause of Replo Force that we just found out about. Replo Force has flown off into space? Double. Watch the ship for me. I'll go after them. Sir, reconsider what you're doing. It's far too dangerous. We don't have any other option. I'm leaving you in charge here, Double. And heading out to the final... Okay, no, of course it's a giant space laser pointed towards Earth.
Oh, not again.
Well, hopefully Double works well.
Watch it. I'm terribly sorry.
It's me. Those hunters must not be allowed in here. Terminate them.
Roger. What a freak.
What are those lips? Those lips are freaky. Why do they look like gestures?
What's the matter?
You know, as much as I like the transformation here, I wish I had, like, more of an image to this. Oh, that is... Oh, they are getting eviscerated. You know, the robot, so we can say it's oil, but damn, that's brutal.
17th unit. Commander X, please respond.
What happened? Report.
Nothing to worry about.
No further transmissions unless necessary to carry out the operation.
Understood.
I'm breaking contact.
And now, X will be my next target.
I'm not sure how I feel about Double's, like, you know, boss design. Like, there's something... I know. It feels over-designed and under-designed. I can't put my finger on it. There's just something about it. You know what? Yeah, we're just gonna attack infinitely from down here. Yeah, see what I mean by, like, infinite weapon energy? I want to use the weapons now in areas where they'd otherwise not be as effective. Oh yeah, he's immune to that. Oh, ow. Now it's a foe! Oh, that worked out okay. I'm not letting that shoot me. Please, no. Oh, you know what? Let's just pause and unpause to reset it. Or not. Nah, that... I was hoping that damage would stack. But honestly, yeah, no. Slash Beast weapon is just... Once you get the infinite energy, this is just a workhorse. Yeah, not nearly as strong as, like, the Buster. But again, it just has so much good reach. Like, it is nutty how... I find it nuts how effective this is. And yeah, no, final weapon? That makes sense to load, like, your front door, like a bunch of piss-off anti-vehicle weapons. I forgot how fucking funny Double's, like, 2D sprite is. This actually looks hilarious. This actually... I'm sorry, I know he's a threat and just butcher people. I should laugh at this guy, but there's just something about this sprite that just... I'm sorry, I can just imagine, like, walking in on, like, someone's room when they're doing something, like, either just awkward or just sketchy, and they just turn and look at you like Double is right now. I find there is something legitimately hilarious about Double's sprite, and I don't know what it is. It's been so long since I've actually seen this, It's been a while since I've seen this sprite, because when I've redone, 0, or... We're done X4. I've typically done 0. Typically. I can't remember the last time we did an X playthrough. So yeah, seeing this boss, just as bright as... I don't know what it is. This is just fun to me. There's something funny about this sprite. Well, why are you here? The Maverick Hunters and Repla Force. Idiots. All of them. They're making my job too easy. What are you talking about? Double, what are you saying? Think it over in heaven. Die. Oh, you can say die. Yeah, he can say die, but no, someone else has to say retired. I want to see that smear frame.
You're gonna get hurt, X.
That's actually... What? Did they just say evil slide? Evil slide. I was about to say, this guy has the best voice actor I think I've seen. He has, like, the best voice acting I've seen in this game so far. But, you know what? I wonder if Double's weak to doubles. Yeah, I'm sorry, Evil Slide. No, not sure why I thought that would work. Nope. Yeah, no, I can't take that name seriously, but I love Double sprite work here. Like, this is just a good sprite. Oh, that's what he's weak to. Oh, he has drones. Oh god, he is throwing a lot more shit at me now. Oh, he likes... Okay, you know what? I'm gonna use one of these, why not? I think we got enough, space here. Again, I don't know why... Oh yeah, no, he has a lot of drones. You know what? Let's get some breathing room. No more. Okay, I take back what I said about his, like, design being over-designed here. This 2D sprite looks metal as hell. Like, if you introduce this guy as, like, a main bad guy in an earlier game, I would totally buy it. Double. Damn. How can I lose to a weakling like you? Double, tell me, why'd you do this? You're so naive, X. I was sent as a spy from the very beginning to keep an eye on you. Double, I trusted you. I'm sorry, you only got like 1 minute of screen time. I know, if you keep going back to the main menu, Double at least has like an enduring presence. That naiveness may be your fatal flaw. Goodbye, X. See you in the afterlife. Double, or wow, no, that was a terrible line to read on my end. I'm not a voice actor by such imagination. Yeah, he's gonna die. He's someone you once trusted, and you're gonna like reach out to him. What do you say? Double? Yeah, next part of the final weapon, yeah. No, it's been a while since I've seen doubles like sprites and fight. But like, holy shit, that was good. Double, like, for a trader, like, art style wise, I think he has the best voice. I think that's the best voice line in the game. Clean, clear, I could understand everything from him. Actually sounded like it fit the character. Oh shit. Let's go down. Yo, okay, yeah, we're in the vacuum of space now. Like, that is an impressive background for the era. Like, look at, like, the additional detail you can do. It doesn't take away from anything. Just, you know, helps establish and, you know, set the mood. I get the feeling that this is, like, again, a layer of several backgrounds. I might actually steal this background for a BRB, minus the giant, massive final weapon. I'm actually trying not to... Oh! I'm actually trying not to look at it so much. Yeah, I'm trying not to look at it so much because, like... Yeah, I'm generally trying not to look at it because, like, it kind of hurts my head to look at it, but it looks nice, you know? Okay, let's start flying, and... Another high bit? No, can I? Can we get high enough? No. But the boss is here, so... That looks like there's the other route. What? Oh, shit, I want to go low and start high. Oh, I think we found the general. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, his confrontation earlier, I think this is a bit of a twist, because, like, there's no way in hell I expected General, or anyone expected General to be this massive. Holy shit. 5'3", General. We're going to build a nation for the Reploids. That is our ultimate goal. We will fight anyone who tries to interfere with our independence. There must be alternatives to this. Mindless fighting. Actually, X is right. This did not need to escalate to... We're gonna jettison ourselves into space, and then... But before we do, we're gonna brutalize a bunch of civilian populations. This did not have to go to space. This did not have to, like, escalate to this point. But here we are anyway. We were called Mavericks without justifiable reason. You were found with armed forces at the site of an entire city getting massacred by a colony drop. And refused questioning. I'm sorry, the blame looks pretty, you know... And then you refuse to come in and talk or at least get to the negotiating table? I'm sorry, that looks suspicious as hell. I think that's justifiable. Than to fight. Go to the negotiation table! Holy shit! If it was just Colonel going off on his own... Okay, if it was Colonel going off on his own and splitting from Lepro Force and becoming his own thing because he's too much of a prideful hothead, fine, I'd buy that, but this... You outrank him! You could have told him, no, piss off, we're gonna go to the negotiating table, we're gonna hash this out. And then if the talks fall out, because, you know, our mystery antagonist decides to get in the way, fine, that would make a lot more sense, but this is like, hey, we kind of found you holding a knife next to a dead body. Did you do this? No. Care to explain yourself? No. And then you run away. What else is anyone going to think? You dug your graves on this one. I'm sorry, like, Reploforce here does not... Like, Reploforce's justifications here does not prop this up at all. It's too late now. Get ready, X.
My fate is sealed. I have no choice.
I actually like this voice line. I have no choice. Oh. Oh, shit. I wonder what his weakness is. Oh, his weakness is the best weapon in the game. He's probably gonna... I was expecting him, like, to slam his body against me, but... You know, despite the fact that this thing, he's just out of range... Oh. Ow. Yeah, I forgot. Jet engines hurt. Ow. Yeah, no, half health. Let's do this. No, he's gonna try to charge us again? No? Oh, shit. I don't know what he did. He's going up or down. Okay. You done? Yeah, no, this is just easy hit and run tactics here. I wonder if this wall jump sound is going to get annoying after a while. Yeah, no. A part of me wonders how effective X would be if he didn't fight an area with walls. I think that's what X's, like, true potential is. It's not, yeah, no, it's not his limitless potential or pacifism. It's the fact that he can wall jump ad infinitum. Also, I'm sorry, I have to do this at least one more time. No more. Yeah, no, he's weak to, I think, one of the best and most effective weapons in the game. Especially since, you know, with the helmet upgrade. Yeah, he is just mulched. Okay, the fact that he's still standing is impressive as hell. But what happened? It can't be. This weapon must be malfunctioning. General, what do you mean? Someone else is controlling it. You must hurry, X. The Earth is in danger. Alright, I'll stop the weapon myself. Yeah, no, the fact that he managed to survive, like, you know, a beatdown by X and still be mostly standing... Colonel is inordinately tough. Like, extremely, extremely durable. And also a little sad note is that after Double's, you know, killed, we finally get to go back here. Double just isn't here anymore. He doesn't exist. Like, he's dead and gone. Just kind of somber.
Ready!
I think this is the actual final level in the game. And again, we've only used one E-Tank. Yeah, we've used one E-Tank. This should be pretty... We should be well-suited later on. Oh, hey! It's boss refight time! So yeah, as much as... I think the Megaman series is like the first game series to me that kind of reintroduced the concept... The X series, I should say, since I played that first. The X series is the first game that really introduced me to the concept of the boss refight. This is what, Mushroom? Yeah, this is Split Mushroom. Yeah, I think this works. Oh. Other side. Yeah, since we have infinite ammo here. You know what? No, we're going to fight Split Mushroom normally, since I kind of already bodied him. Because again, you shoot him normally like he produces spores. Oh, shit. Yeah, he pretty much pulls a Gemini Man. Unfortunately, he doesn't have, fortunately for me, I should say, he doesn't have Gemini Man's, whoa. Oh, I forgot he made that little wee sound. What is this whimsical fucking Actually, no, is spastic a slur? I don't know. All I know is that this guy is hard to pin down, and he's like a weird case of whimsy. Ow. Oh, jeez. Like, seriously, he sounds like a Pikmin. That took most of my health, but dang, that... I forgot he had those voice lines. Holy shit. No, that was great. I don't regret doing that, even if it just led to a slugfest that, I really, really should have taken that much damage in. At least that fills up a lot of our health. I know, I kind of not a huge fan of the energy packs here. The small ones are the big ones. Like, the small ones seem way too small. And the big ones just seem, like, full heal ones, that makes sense. That's like, oh, huge. But, like, the metal health heals more compared to, like, how much it looks. You know, the scale seems a little off to me. So, how do you get rid of Silk? You cut it. Ah, shit. Oh. Ow. Because what we want is not to hit him. Ah, but to hit his rope. Okay, come on. Down we go. There we go. That's what you want to do.
Ready.
Even in the rematch. This is me mostly just trying to, you know, really use his weapon against him. this becomes harder. I wonder if the boss stays dead. I wonder if we'll have to replay Spit Mushroom. Also, I know that, like, the centerpiece in, like, X's chest in the 4th armor is, like, you know, a red core. Seems like it pops out a weird amount for me. I also love Web Spider's, like, little monocle. Ah, shit. Yeah, that's what you want to do. Like, look at that. Look at his just, like, you know, defensive little... Yeah, look at this guy's, you know, like, body language. This is great. Even, like, a little panic scream. This is great. And again, this is, like, a very creative way to use his weakness, where you can't hit him directly, you have to sever his rope. I really wish more X-bosses did shit like this. Or again. Now, unfortunately, you lose out on... you know, his, you know, fun little, like, rope-cutting shenanigans here. Ah, let go. But yeah, no, I really wish, like, later X games, and I really wish the formula went with, like, you know, a weakness that affects their boss pattern and makes them easy to reset, and a weakness that actually does damage. So it's either you can get both and thoroughly trounce a boss, or you can get one, and if you're lucky, you can either at least, you know, deal harder attacks, or just deal with easier patterns. And I think that lets also, you know, let your boss battles be a bit more difficult, because there's more ways to take them down. Now, I'm not gonna lie, on your end, it looks like on your end, like the, this lime green battery acid pool isn't really painful. But on my end, this is just painful to watch underwater. No. Ow, slowing the draw there. Really slowing the draw there. He moves fast. Oh, no. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna have way too many problems here. Ah, wow, yeah, no, the startup on this is much. Of course, the one time I use it. In position. Oh, no, he's... Oh, wait. I wonder. No, it doesn't drag it into him. That would be neat. That would be like another fun way to mess with his weakness. Where instead of just, you know, getting him to run into it, you just have to, you know, like, let him, like, suck it in. Or maybe you should have, like, you know, to do this thing's full damage, you have to let him, like, fly into it. You know, kind of like a Ganondorf-style parry. Or a ball... No, not Ganondorf. More like Ball Bull. Yeah, no, it'd be nice to have, like, a little, you know, bull rush kind of thing where he, like, maybe topples over and, like, sinks a bit. Yeah, maybe he, like, freezes, collides, and just sinks into the sand. I know, now that with Web Spider having to, you know, get knocked over, I really wish there was other, like, weaknesses that you had to take that opportunity with. You know what, we'll do more fights on this side of the screen. Why not? We don't do it as much. Oh, no, you know what? We're not doing this the hard way. We are kicking this guy's ass in the easiest way possible. I have no guilt over this one. Yeah, this works. Okay, this is one of those weaknesses that makes sense. Because, you know, most anti-air systems use lasers of some degree, right? Either as targeting or as, like, the defense weapon itself. So yeah, this makes sense for me. And this just shreds him so much. Yeah, goodbye. We're not doing this anymore. Yeah, that was worth that was worth it. It was so worth it just to use that against him and just watch it fall apart. So, I think this is Frost Walrus? No, oh, it probably... Okay, it mirrors that. Man, it is a shame that, Megaman X4 is such a cool fight. Also took me a while to realize that he had, like, the prayer beads around his neck, especially, like, his, especially in his icon. Like, his, like, portrait. Whoa! You know what? Guess this guy wanted, like, an actual fair fight. It's sad. The guy wanted a fair fight against X, which I don't think, you know, X would be the type of guy who'd, like, really want to abide. But, I mean... Whoa. Yeah, no, he even has... Doesn't Akuma have, like, a dive kick? Yeah, I want to do a Buster... Let's do Buster Oli against him. I think he deserves it. Now, I also like how, again... Whoa. Ow. I like how, again, he has an insta-kill. Okay, this I remember him having. Yeah, after fighting him with his weakness and a ride armor, this rematch feels like, you know, he deserves, like, a good fight. But yeah, Dragoon is, like, my favorite type of fight where, you know, challenging, hard, decent damage, a bit of story significance. And, you know, you can be on the offense, defense, you know, it feels like a fight. It feels like a nice duel where you're getting, you know, play around against the computer. That's my other E-Tank roll. Almost. You. We'll do you. Let's zap on out of here. I think this is Peacock? Yeah, this is Cyber Peacock. No, Walrus. No, I was dead wrong on both accounts. Whoa. Again, I don't get the, I don't get the weakness here. This, again, either the weapon logic in this game makes absolutely perfect sense to me, or it makes no sense. This is one of those ones that don't make any sense to me. Still, the hover boots have come to, like, more... They're a lot more useful than I remember them being. Or a lot more effective, I should say. If you don't move, which can be good. Like, it just... With his weakness, like, Slash Beast just got completely dummied. Oh, hey, there's Frost Walrus. Has Frost. Now, I realize, if we're exposed to the vacuum of space, I think he's gonna be as cold as he'll ever need to be, you know? Okay, let's... Now, unfortunately, he's big, so it's really hard for him to hit him with, like, his anti-air. Like, you have to get really close to him. I also like how it melts everything he has. He has just reduced to a slow crawl. Because he has no friction. Like, the weakness details in this game are great. And I think every boss here has at least, if you hit with your weakness, there's actually a visual effect. Which, again, you don't really see that as much in, like, the other X games. Like, sometimes X1, and that's about it. Or, you know, Flame of Stag. It's not done on every boss, but here you see it. Claws get destroyed, his teeth get melted off. Dragoon gets, like, swept up in a cyclone. I also love how this guy has, like, massive, also gets, like, you know, massive, like, spiked knuckles. Okay, let's... You know what? Let's get him to jump. No? Oh, shit. You know what? Sure you can. No more. Yeah, it's a really awkward weapon to hit him with. Like, I get, like, you know, if he does, like, his long, like, walrus/seal kind of dive on you, it makes sense. So an awkward thing to hit him with. And lastly, all we have left is Cyber Peacock. Which, again, with Soul Body now being practically infinite use, but no, it's infinite use the first time. This is just gonna be, like, a stomp. Like, a horrible stomp. Still an incredibly kick-ass opening. I really like this guy's, like... I don't like this guy's fight, but I love the theming he has. Yeah, and with only 8 shots... Yeah, even with only 8 shots, like, if you don't have the helmet upgrade, which is very easy to miss, since, you know, you have to be on point, you basically have to use it to interrupt him out of his homing attack. Like, his little homing arrows. So you can't even use this thing for the full fight, because I shot more than 8. Because that makes things a hell of a lot easier. But yeah, no, that's all the Mavericks of the game. As a whole, I love the Mavericks designs here. I think their boss fights interesting, a little simple. Again, 3 had similar patterns, but the damage numbers were... 3 had similar, like, patterns, but the damage numbers for 3 were so out of tune, it was insane. But yeah, I wonder where this will take us. Does anyone else see, like, a knockoff Rob in this, or is it just me? Eye, mouth. Maybe short circuit? And just repeats. Oh no, it's Sigma! Who could have forgot, or thunk, or known, or seen it, or understood it, or guessed where this was gonna go? Why are you back again? You already had the biggest fuck-off body you could possibly imagine. This is really amusing. It really is, X. Yeah, it's Sigma. My plan to keep Repliforce and the Matrix Runners at each other's throats worked perfectly. Double did a good job as a spy. Why, you... The Repliforce are the fools this time. Now, all that's left is to destroy Earth with the very weapon they made. No, I'll never let you do that. Try hard, X. Your life depends on it. Why didn't he already do it? I know, maybe X was just really quick at, like, beating everyone down to the punch. I think that is, yeah, that's what he takes. So now, let's go on to the final fight against Sigma. I love, again, there is no need for the final weapon to have, like, this Doomsday Evil cult layer design.
With terror, you are finished.
But this works. So Sigma's first stage is invincible to pretty much everything. Ow. But, so you have to with his weakness. And again, his weakness, since he's wearing a cloak, is fire. Now, if you really want to, you do get a weapon recharge every fight. Let's just skip this. I think you've seen pretty much everything you can do. I am, are you? Another good body. I'm not, like, compared to the X3 body, this seems like a market downgrade, but I feel like this is an upgrade to his X2 body, so maybe he got something between them. Yeah, you're very good, X. But not for long. You won't be able to evade this attack. And again, he still keeps his weakness to electricity. I'm gonna go over here because this is the easiest attack. Because he's gonna throw this against the wall, and then choose an attack to do. Because this makes things a lot easier. So we'll... Ow. Go here, and I'll show it how he throws against the ground. Oh, he hit the wall. This is not gonna last. Ow. Let's have him throw it against the ground, just to show it off. Ow. Yeah, he has the floor. Yeah, and you have to deal with all the boomerangs. This is, I think, the hardest attack in the game to avoid. Again, boomerangs just seem like... I know. Kind of, boomerangs here just seem kind of, you know, juvenile for Sigma. I know, it's like, yeah, after all the weapons he had, flamethrowers, cannons, lasers, you know, spikes, you know, just fusion beams and whatever, or whatever else. Yeah, cannon just seems... boomerangs just seem kind of, you know, out of pocket. But yeah, it's phase 1. Honestly, I think it's one of the easier Sigma phases in the game, like in the series. So, the question is, in order to, like, up the super body that Doppler made, which was just a massive tank of a creation, how do you one-up that? Feel my incredible power. Drown in the empty vastness of space.
Are you
I like the
ready
emptiness
for
of
your
space.
final journey?
Kind of. Yeah, we give him 2 bodies. Now, the one on the ground, of course, is weak to, you know, the ground weapon. Ow. I believe this one, though, of the gaming laser... Oh, shit. I believe that it's weak to arming laser. And he swaps between the two bodies he has. Oh, shit. Fortunately, I find this attack very hard to avoid. Oh no. That's the head I want to avoid. So let's swap between elemental heads. Nope. Nope. What are you weak to? Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, the blue head, you can destroy these things, but because of how easy they, like, spawn back in, I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, and those spikes are insta-kill, by the way. And the fire, of course, is the hardest hitting attack. So yeah, you have a good trifecta here. Nope, not the one I want. Really, I don't get why he's doing all the fire. But, you know, it's rich coming from me. I'm normally the one who wants more. I kind of want him in the lips there. Weird spot for weakness, but I'm not going to judge. I'm going to take it. I'll take the wins when I can. Now, which one are you going to do? No, you really don't... Yeah, you really don't like that one. Fire again. Oh, shit. Oop. Now, if we can cheese it by sticking closer to the exits here. Yeah, that makes things a lot easier. But yeah, no, this is honestly, like, I hate to say, oh, how do we make, you know, the super boss fight even tougher for, like, the guy who keeps getting bodies? No, let's have him fight 2 at a time. It works! No, oh, ooh, ow, ow, ow. It works really well. Oh no, not this one. Okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna focus on defense here, or on aggression. Oh, that goes through it. That goes through it. That was a no-go. Okay, we are popping in E-Tank. We are using one of these. That is a no bad area, bad thing. Bad move. Please, stop doing that move. I'm just chipping away at you at this point. Okay, hopefully it's not the garbage move again. Me and my big mouth. Okay, how many shots does that give me? 7. I don't want to, well, use up most of them. Down to 3 and 4. Torched. Really? I'm only getting 1 hit on that body, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Really wish I got a little more, something else out of that. Whoop. Please. Okay, good. Oh, no! Oh, that's not insta-kill. It just hurts like a shit ton. I only have 1 more E-Tank left. I should not have gotten hit by that. Do your other attack. Do your... I don't know what I'm doing for the AI just to keep him from doing that. Oh, no, don't like this side of the screen. Okay, at least this mode or head's almost taken care of. But yeah, no, this is a fairly, I'd say, standard, not easy. I think the X3 boss fight's a lot harder because it's throwing a lot more shit at you. But if you're not used to it, you're not adapting to this, this can become really, really hard. Okay, this is almost done. There we go. So one body's destroyed, which is just a massive head. I don't get it, but fair enough. Can you... Okay, there's clearly something I'm missing here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I am not taking a chance on this one. Let's just heal up the E-Tank again and get back to Soul Body. And please, please do your regular-ass move. You have other moves. I'm only getting like one hit, and eventually the fire or the electricity is gonna chip me down. Seriously, what is keeping him from doing the other move where, like, you know, does level changes? I don't know how I'm manipulating his AI. I legitimately don't know what I'm doing. Okay, maybe just have to stay on the ground? Oh no, I think I do. Oh, thank God. This move makes it easier, so much easier for it to hit. And that Sigma's taken care of. Oh God, that one's talking. The faceplate on his head's talking. Ugh. What's so funny? This weapon is aimed straight at Earth. Already. No one can stop it now. Damn it! Goodbye, X. But yeah, no, I think this is a fun Sigma fight. Once you, like, get the loop, you can get to the groove, and having, like, technically 4 forms, it works. It's the 4th game, there's 4 Sigma forms. You know, there's really nothing else you can really do with that. So I think it works out pretty well. Didn't really use Nova Strike that much, which is a disappointment. General. The weapon can be stopped with my body. But then you'll... Many of my men have died. As their leader, I must leave with them. X, please forgive our foolishness. I'm just saying, Colonel, or General, all of this could have been avoided. General! Well, X, you should probably teleport out of here. I wonder how he did it. I'd love to just see, like, a thing of, like, you know, General just ripping a part of the cannon off and just taking the hit. Fortunately, I don't get to see X with his armor on, which, shame. I'm sorry, just getting his buster parried. I know it's supposed to be a war crime, I can't take it seriously. Oh, hey, Zero.
Maverick Hunter headquarters.
Zero.
It's good to see you're safe, X. I was really worried about you.
Sorry about that.
Don't worry. It's all over. Go home and rest. You've earned it.
But Zero, what if I become one of the Mavericks?
Don't ask such a silly question. I'm breaking contact now.
Wait, Zero! I'm serious. Zero, if I become a Maverick, you have to take care of me.
Don't be ridiculous. Now hurry on back.
Promise me. Zero.
Like, okay, these are like poignant fears, because imagine like there's an effective virus that can rob you of your free will and make you kill everyone that you care about, right? And you know your top dog. Okay. Oh, the weapon's blowing up in the background. So I'm kind of genuinely surprised that it took me this quickly to beat X. Oh, hey, Kenji Afune, which the biggest mixed bag of a producer I think I've ever seen in a long time. But yeah, no, like, it's a legitimate thing. Imagine being top dog of the setting. Someone that, you know, last time you've, like, fought. Actually, next to you may not have fought at all. But it's, like, close to near your equal at this point. Okay? And when you're doing this and fighting your way through, like, this whole thing, and you just kind of come to the realization that, you know, people that you fought and were on your side turned, went Maverick, or got infected, or left of their own volition. And that starts getting, like, seeds of doubt in you, because X got, like, betrayed twice in this game. Okay, that's, like, a legitimate fear to have. Okay? Like, the moment is good. Like, it's a good idea, but the voice acting is just so... It comes across as incredibly stilted and fast, which just... it just murders the moment. before it can even, like, get up or, you know, have, like, any poignancy. But yeah, I'm gonna consider this one half of Megaman X4, because I did not expect this to go that quickly. I was expecting this to be at least a two-parter per playthrough, like X2 and X3. But, like, man, as much as I liked the tight level design here, I feel like this X game, or at least X4, it really loses a lot of the exploration, all the other secret stuff that X2 and 3 have, which I think really worked for its benefit, and kind of gave the Mega Man X games like its own design, or its own identity outside the classics. Because aside from the armors and like the upgrades, aside from the initial upgrades, Mega Man X1 is mostly just, you know, take Mega Man levels, expand and stretch them, make them wider. And there were some, like, puzzle-solving elements. X2 and X3 kind of changed the formula there, but the numbers were off. They could have made it better if they took different approaches and didn't have as much of a rushed schedule. I'm going to say that X4 is a tighter game and is very much, I think, one of the best games in the series. I will agree with the consensus on that one. It's probably one of the best. I really do miss... Also, as a side note, I really do like thank you for playing signs. It always gets, like, you know, those little warm fuzzies, like, yeah! I know, I guess for developers, I guess it's the one thing that I think comes across as genuine in credits. But, yeah, no, I kind of miss the secret hunting. You know? I miss how there seemed to be a possibility of another armor, there seemed to be a little more... There seemed to be something else here. I kind of miss that, secret hunting. I really do. The battle has ended, yet somehow X doesn't feel quite right. What caused all those robots to turn into Mavericks? Happen to me someday. Has Rex just realized his tragic destiny? Here's X will have to solve this mystery one day. Soon. Well, I guess they are getting it pretty soon. Shame that we don't get a treat to the colony exploding in the background. But yeah, that was one half of Mega Man X. Yeah, I think next time I do this, I'll be doing another playthrough of Zero, where I think a lot of people who play this game really fall in love with X4. Because Zero is fun to play, but I think X is just solid gameplay mechanics, and again, the exploration he offers is, the exploration he has with his armor in this game is still fundamentally very solid, and he still has a fun bit of weapons. He's made the leap here very well. Zero, on the other hand, has been completely redesigned, and he is fun. But with that being said, unfortunately, I don't think, I know the version I played in Mega Man X, I don't know if the collection gave me it on a subscreen to see how you can get the ultimate armor. Actually, let's continue. Let's try something. Use current data. Actually, you know what? We are going to restart the game, return to the title screen. I'm going to try something. Because there is essentially a New Game Plus. Load previous game data. Because I think this game actually does track if you beat it. No, it doesn't. I'll restart one more time, because I don't know if it's New Game Plus or if it's a code you have to put in. But you do get the possibility. Let's see, options. Stereo. Mono. Yeah, all we have... I don't think anyone here is doing mono these days. Button config. Let's do another game start. Maybe there's a New Game Plus. You know what? I don't know if that's a code. I'm gonna double check this. But by beating the first game and putting a code or getting a save, you get access to X's ultimate armor. Which, aside from having a kick-ass design, and basically having all the functions of the fourth armor with the plasma shot, it has the Nova Strike, which has its own unique animations. I don't think I showed off the Nova Strike's animation all that well. It has custom animations and can do it an unlimited amount of times. So yeah, it's just busted. It is X's literal ultimate armor, and I wish it got a proper I wish it got a proper, introduction to the series. If there's a final, like, a Mega Man X game that's meant to cap off the series definitively, I would love to see the X armor just be the thing you get. But with that being said, that is going to be it for me for the night. So I will see you on the other screen. So yeah, X4. At least for the X side of things, I enjoyed it. It's great. It's one of my favorite games of the series. It's everyone's favorite game of the series. I do think X has slept on a lot. But I do think, my big thing is that X 2 and 3 are like the proverbial one way that the X series can go. It's like one branch how the series can develop. The other branch is X4, where everything gets tighter, less exploration, and things are more, action, platforming oriented. Unfortunately, they try to do something with more exploration in 5, but just gets more and more bogged down with, like, honestly pretty stupid design choices. And I like 5. I like 5 a lot. I think it's like a very, I think it's a very slept-on series. It's my guilty pleasure of the series. But, and it's it's a big but, it definitely is the worst game, which is a shame. My biggest thing with X is that, again, X's playthrough, I think, could use more exploration because it seems kind of tacked on. And again, the fact that he has, like, 2 Buster upgrades that don't really do anything, or not that they don't do anything, that seem like equals, it really makes me think that there was supposed to be 2 sets of armor in the game to be found, or a hidden superset. Like, I think you were supposed to be able to find the ultimate armor in this game, much in the same way you could find the ultimate armor in, X, like, the golden armor in X3, you know? So, with that being said, it's a very, very, like, it's mixed. I like it, it's well done. I think at this point, when I play on the X side of things, or at least X's story mode, it makes me think of, what if? What if the X game was more towards exploration? What if the X games were slightly more Metroid-y in its design? Which, again, I'm glad we got the end product we did. And even though it's trying to do more serious story beats in the Replo Force as, like, a faction just baffles me and just, I think, asks or introduces more problems than they solve, it just becomes a logistical nightmare. Like, the story is nonsense, but again, you don't play this game for the story. Even though the game kind of, like, kicks its story off and starts becoming a bit more... The story becomes a lot more important at this point. Like, this does seem to be, like, a turning point for the series. But, yeah, no, I think it's a very good game. If you like any platformer, you should. Any action platform game or any Mega Man game. If you're gonna play a Mega Man X game, I'd see either this or 1. But yeah, no, this is legitimately, I would probably put this in one of my top 100 games. Don't know where. It's on it somewhere. It is legitimately on it somewhere, but I do not remember where, or don't know where. But yeah, that being said, I'll probably do another stream this weekend in the evening, and with that, I will be doing Zero's story mode, just to finally get both sides of Mega Man X4 done. But with that, until next time, for those who popped in, said hi, sat, watched, lurked, chatted, whatever, popped in and left, thank you very much for popping in and sticking around or leaving. I always appreciate it. If you like what you see, you know exactly where to find me. And until next time, ciao.